Rated R, this is a warning, you better avoid. Poets are paranoid, DJs destroy. Guess I came back.
That's a G53 and I swear that bitch go bang. Every time your shit come out, she cutting it up. She bang, it's only one of me, you cannot touch my brain. You just can't. I'm with all my guys, these bitches ain't that not like bang. I'm a high school dropout now, I'm breaking the bank. Only hit your hoe one time, my love so lame. Gang, you got to listen to this bitch when he slide there, no but stank. We ain't in a double R truck, got a big ass tank. How you find yourself trying to come up off my thing? And I never do that shit to you cause it's like, yeah. Dude, just got locked up, man, free boy out of the chain. And I love that nigga that day, he'll catch me a break. Nigga bitch cheating on him, talk my bitch, better not do that shit. I'm gonna lose my shit. My nigga got a stick, I ain't even gotta say he gon' do that shit. He gon' shoot that bitch. Big ass FM, but it's there, gon' do all that shit. Got a lot of shit. I've been through, but it's like 10 times I don't do all that shit. And it's crazy how a nigga came up cause I called it. Big Glock on my side, take precaution. Filling my cup up with mud cause I'm ballin'. It's so crazy how I made it, I caught it. Remember when I couldn't get up in college? I'ma still hear this hawk, even when she got bottles. Pray to look up every night, I'm so righteous. Running from demons, I'm so tired of fighting. She must be out for something cause she wildin'. If my brother needed it, he know he got it. On the hood, by speed and running the bottle. Got the G53 and I swear that bitch go bang. Every time your shit come out, she cutting it off. She bang, it's only one of me, you cannot touch my brain. You just can't. I'm with all my guys, these bitches ain't it.
Yeah, man. Niggas know what it is, man. Go to State Warriors all day, man. We about to win this another championship, man. Y'all already know, man. Hey. Fuck LeBron James. Fuck Bron. Fuck Bron 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 Bron. Fuck on a nigga cause I'm shooting like Curry. Somebody play Thompson 1 quarter drop 30. Fuck Bron Bron, he'll never beat Kobe. And your hair fucked up just like Ginobili. Fuck Bron Bron. 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 Fuck Steph Curry. Fuck LeBron James. Should stay loyal like my nigga D Wade. Brown run a bitch, man, that nigga stay flopping. And he got dunked on by Jay Crawford. Fuck Trisha Thompson. Fuck Kyrie. Fuck next door. Fuck K-Line nigga. Pull up on a nigga, Steph Curry with the shot. Only thing that nigga bitch Brown do is flop. Curry with the switch. Brown you a bitch. Crying to the Rex. No, you a snitch. Hoe ass nigga. About to take a loss. Used to be dunking on shit, now you soft. Rather buy KDs, fuck them LeBrons. Delonte West used to fuck on your mom. Curry with the crossover, leave a nigga shook. Looking for your bitch Kyrie, she got took. Last time you made it to the finals, you choked. Fuck Brown, he'll never be the GOAT. Kyrie, bitch, you think you Uncle Drew? It's a party next door and Kalani in it too. Curry with the shot when you know I'm gon' shoot. Curry with the flop like a bitch in the
Man, it is over for the legacy of LeBron James. Oh my gosh. It's over. 4 sweeps. 4 sweeps in the last 5 years, chat. 4 sweeps. Are you serious, bro? This nigga LeBron had 4 sweeps. Oh my God. 4 sweeps, chat. In the last 5 years. This is who y'all niggas sit there and say to go. This is who y'all niggas sit there and say to go. A nigga LeBron James, who the Lakers gave the office to bail him out. Save us, LeBron. Let's get a game. And LeBron James couldn't do that shit. He disappeared like Casper the Ghost in the 4th quarter. And y'all want to sit there and say he on the level of Michael Jordan. You want to sit there and say he on the level of Kobe Bryant. And all y'all niggas sit there saying, Mookie, why are you holding LeBron James to these unbelievable standards at 41? Because y'all the same niggas that sat there and said if LeBron James would have beat the Thunder, if LeBron James would have beat the Rockets, he's the greatest basketball player of all time. Y'all sat there and said that. And now since his ass choked, we got to hold him to that fucking standard. If he win, he the GOAT. But when he lose, it's everybody's fault. And he's 41 years old. We cooking this nigga LeBron James tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You know why we cooking this nigga? Because niggas like Kendrick Perkins, legend of eating, Kendrick Perkins, legend of eating, Nick Wright, sat there and praised LeBron James' IQ, sitting there and said that's what make him the greatest player of all time when this nigga is consistently losing. Has there ever been a motherfucking series where you said Kobe, Jordan, Magic, Duncan, Kareem, all these fucking players, where you sat there and said they had absolutely no chance of winning? You can sit there and say that for LeBron James. This nigga LeBron James got swept 4 times in his career. 4. And y'all niggas want to sit there and say he the GOAT? GOAT of what? GOAT of what, nigga? He's a loser. He is a loser. Real talk, bruh. Real talk, man. Hold this nigga LeBron James accountable, chat. This nigga got swept by SGA. SGA has took the torch from LeBron James, chat. Took the torch from this nigga. Outplayed this nigga. When LeBron James seen a Jordan caliber player, because let's think about it. LeBron didn't run into no Kobe in the playoffs. LeBron obviously didn't see Michael Jordan. When LeBron James seen a Kobe, Michael Jordan prototype of style, players that love to play in the mid-range, he gets outplayed. KD smoked his ass. Kawhi smoked his ass. And now SGA smoked this nigga, man. Smash the like button, chat. We cooking this nigga LeBron tonight. This nigga had the go-away shot, the go-ahead shot, chat. The go-ahead shot, chat. To basically tie the fucking game or take the lead, and he fucking choked again. Tell me why LeBron James, chat, and shots to go ahead and take the lead and to tie the game within the final 1 to 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, LeBron James in his Laker career is 0 for 10 in the postseason. In the last 3 years, he's 0 for 10. Where is this nigga clutch gene? Where is his ability, who y'all sat there saying is a killer come postseason time? All I see is a bunch of longevity stats. All I see is a bunch of fucking statistical numbers. Stat padding. Get the fuck LeBron James off the Lakers and tell that nigga LeBron James to retire. His Laker tenure was a failure. It was a failure, bro. They brought you in to the Los Angeles Lakers to win multiple championships. It had been multiple gentlemen swept, missing the playoffs. You got Anthony Davis. You won a championship. LeBron James' tenure with the Los Angeles Lakers has been a failure. It's time for Rob Pelinka and the Laker owners to move on for LeBron. LeBron has played his last game with the Los Angeles Lakers, chat. Woo! Make sure y'all smash that like button. Look at everybody sit there doing. Blaming Marcus Smart. It's Marcus Smart's fault. No, it ain't Marcus Smart's fault, nigga. They put the ball in LeBron James' hand. They put the ball in LeBron James' hand, chat. If LeBron James would have won this game tonight, y'all be sitting there saying, oh my God, LeBron got a game against this, one of the greatest teams of all time in the Thunder. Oh my goodness, LeBron is the GOAT. He was missing Luka. But y'all was the same niggas that sat there and said LeBron is the GOAT if he gets one game for the Thunder. If he beat the Houston Rockets without their best player. We're lowering the standards for LeBron James for y'all niggas to push a GOAT case. Y'all asking me, Mookie, why are you coming on here and animated by LeBron? You don't think him the GOAT. Why you hold him to the standard? The reason why I cook LeBron James is because you fanboys sit there and try to get off nasty takes of what he able to do at the age of 41. But when you got Victor Conte, Chael Sonnen, multiple people that came out there, Kevin Garnett, that sat there and said LeBron James is allegedly on something, it's a problem. It's time to put LeBron James in a pack. In the pack, nigga. Put him in a goddamn pack. And this nigga SCA, shout out to this nigga SCA chat. Shout out to this nigga SCA chat. Unbelievable game. He's the best player in the fucking world. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the best player in the world. Y'all niggas try to sit there and put Wemby on his level. Y'all try to sit there and put Jokic on his level. He has come out and reminded y'all he is the next all-time great player. He is a guy that you can sit there and have conversation with on the level of Kobe, Mike, and Jordan. I'm sorry, Mike, Kobe, XCA can sit at the table with these niggas because he's that historically great. He's that elite. Y'all niggas let nostalgia cloud y'all judgment, nigga. Y'all niggas let nostalgia cloud y'all judgment, bro. This shit sad, man. You got a nigga like SGA sweeping a nigga like LeBron James. Sweeping this nigga, chat. And then going out here and dropping damn near 30. Pissing all on the Los Angeles Lakers, chat. Pissing up all on the Lakers. Stinking that up. This shit's sad. But I'm glad y'all niggas realize that LeBron James' tenure with the Lakers has to go. You're going to have to start building around the future. You're going to have to start building around the future because at the end of the day, this ain't going to go far. This ain't going to go far, nigga. Yes, I already got my $500. I already got my $500. Nigga, I just won $2,500 because the nigga bet me that the Lakers ain't going to get swept. Somebody said LeBron's going to the Knicks. Yes, LeBron James is not playing with the Los Angeles Lakers, Shaq. He's not playing with the Los Angeles Lakers. This is his last game with the Los Angeles Lakers. He's cooked. Y'all need to get rid of LeBron James, bro. He said the damage control, the crash outs, the excuses, the scapegoats are coming. Meanwhile, AI got a game against Kobe and Shaq. AI, only weapon on that 76ers team. Nigga, Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell got 2 games off what people consider the greatest team of all time. And LeBron James couldn't get a game? This was a winnable game. Chet Holmgren struggled tonight. The Lakers had no answer for Angel Mitchell, had no answer for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Lou Dort didn't have a good game. Fucking Caruso was in foul trouble. Hartenstein was in foul trouble. This was a winnable game tonight, and the nigga choked. This was a winnable game tonight, and they laid an egg. Lay the egg, chat. Real talk. They laid the egg. So like I said there and said, man, shout out to the Thunder. The Thunder just clearly was a better team than the Lakers. Out-executed the Lakers. The Lakers had no counters. And this the thing is, I thought that the Lakers from the first 2 to 3 quarters outplayed the Thunder. But when you have that guy, that man, in SGA, who's the best player in the world, who's the most complete scoring guard we have ever seen in the NBA, who's the most complete point guard ever in NBA history. When you got that guy That man hitting clutch shots in the fourth quarter is too much to overcome. JJ Races, who Rui Hachimura and damn near shooting 50% from the three-point line, you pulled him out the game, out of the timeout, to draw up a play to tie the game because you're down 3 points with the last 20 seconds to go in the game. You pulled them out the game, chat. For what? And then you put fucking Maxi Kleber. And y'all niggas try to sit there and tell me a top 5 coach. Oh my goodness, chat. You got Legend of Edie sitting there saying a top 5 coach. You got niggas sitting there saying JJ Races is better than Darvin Ham. And Darvin Ham led the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals. Meanwhile, JJ Races is getting praise, getting his flowers for beating a Rockets team that's missing KD, Fred VanVleet, and multiple players. That a Rockets team that ain't even good. But JJ Races is getting all this praise. The hypocrite between black coaches and white coaches in the NBA is beyond me. We're talking about a guy in JJ Races who took him to probably this game to not double SGA consistently. He didn't try shit on his coverages. Aja Mitchell has been the second best player for the Thunder this series, and you're playing this nigga one-on-one. You ain't hard-hedging no pick and rolls. You ain't icing the pick and rolls. You ain't getting the ball out of his hands. You're not throwing a soft blitz. You're not crowding his ass to the double. Man, get this team out my fucking way. Get this team out my fucking way. Disgusting. An embarrassment to basketball. Unbelievable, bruh. So yes, Shai took the torch from LeBron. This is Shai, NBA nigga. And when people sit back and have Shai and LeBron GOAT debates, we're going to all come to this moment. In the fourth quarter, LeBron had the ball in his hands, took a terrible fucking shot. Let's be honest. When you assess LeBron James' game, and this is why I think that LeBron needs to retire. LeBron cannot play above the rim no more at an elite effective level. He missed so many shots at the basket, so many shots at the rim, getting clamped up in the post. Like, LeBron cannot be the main hub. I don't even think LeBron can be a second best player on a championship team that is serious. Is the playmaking value there? Sort of. But he cannot shift defense and bend defenses the way that he did before. And that's okay. But I have a problem when y'all niggas try to sit there and think that just because LeBron had a good game in game 1 and was ass in game 2, game 3, game 4, y'all gonna sit there and push GOAT takes and GOAT narratives. That's why I'm cooking this motherfucker. I'm cooking this shit. See, this is a casual right here. Chat made the game-winning basket. Chat was ass. See, this is a nigga that sit there and watch highlights all day. Chat was garbage. And Chat always almost cost him a goddamn game. Chat hungry, and I gotta give credit to credit due. Jackson Hayes bitched the fuck out of fucking Chat hungry tonight. Chat hungry couldn't post up smaller guards like Austin Reeves. He was missing open shots. His defense was not the same. He was getting caught out of position multiple times, fouling three-point shooters, allowed Rui Hachimura to get the three to almost to take the lead. But Ben Baller, what you got on this game? Your man's LeBron James gets swept again. Since 2023, LeBron James has got swept 3 times in the last 3 years. 3 times in the last 3 years. That is embarrassing for a guy that y'all sit there and call a GOAT. Get swept.
Yeah, this
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, this series went exactly how I said it was going to go. I thought OKC is just superior in every fashion. I mean, I can't be upset. I mean, it literally went how I thought it was going to go. In the same way that, people don't want to give the Lakers credit for beating the Rockets, I can't really give OKC credit for beating this Lakers team. They did what they were supposed to do. So at the end of the day, the Denver sweep, that was bad. The Denver sweep was bad in 2023. This sweep, though, let me ask you, did anyone pick them not to get swept?
Oh, explain this shit. Go ahead and bronze sexual your way out of this shit, bro. Go ahead and bronze sexual your way out of this shit, bro. Go ahead, bronze sexual your way out of this shit. I want to hear this shit, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and bronze sexual your way out of this. Because you don't make no sense, my brother.
Mookie, in the same way, we don't want to give the Lakers credit for being the Rockets, even though the Rockets were favored in that series. It's the same way.
Nobody's not giving the Thunder credit for beating y'all niggas. We just sitting there saying that my whole argument to this video, this whole live stream, fire this up and cooking LeBron, is that niggas like, Nick Wright, Legend of Eating, all these niggas that sit there and want to push LeBron James propaganda for being the greatest basketball player of all time because what he's doing at the age of 41, then that's when I have a fucking problem. I have a problem with that because it's like, why are you creating narratives for LeBron James and making GOAT arguments to that shit?
Especially
that's the problem
that I respect the hustle. Don't get me wrong. I respect the video. But, bro, no one's going to look at this series and be like, oh, that hurts LeBron getting swept by a fucking team.
Hold on, dumbass. You were the one that would probably be sitting there saying, if LeBron James would have won tonight, you would have brought your bronze sexual ass over here and tried to sit there and say LeBron James the greatest basketball player of all time because he fucking got a game against the greatest team ever, the second greatest team ever. Y'all will make so many narratives and so many agendas that y'all niggas will sit there and push. Mazak, cook this nigga, Mazak.
I wouldn't.
Wait, hold up. I just want to say this.
They gonna lose anyway.
Go ahead, Mazak.
When the game's on the line, right? 10 seconds left in the game. The Lakers, who had Rui Hachimura, who was the best player so far that game, JJ Redick decides to sit him out and give the ball to LeBron James. And when LeBron James has AJ Mitchell on him, he decides to go for a floater and bricks it. What a fucking bum. Never put this clown in the GOAT discussion ever again. I have some advice for LeBron. Since he was talking so high about Israel, now that you got swept, how about you go give it a
Israel?
Go pay a visit to Israel because you were dick sucking it in the All-Star game. You don't remember the All-Star game? Israel's a great place. I'd love to visit it. Go visit it now. You got swept.
We got Zionists in this motherfucker, though.
At the end of the day, LeBron James is a bum. He was never the best player in the series. People are trying to say he was the best player in the playoffs because he played against the Rockets. He isn't the top second best player on his team. Marcus Smart, Rui Hachimura both outplayed him. So did Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard. LeBron James is probably one of the biggest bumps in NBA history, and it makes sense for him to go retire after getting embarrassingly swept like that, while his co-star Lucas hurt.
How is it embarrassing when everybody expected him to get swept?
Huh? They expected
him to get embarrassing when everybody expected him to get swept? They're missing their
expected him to get swept. We expected him to get swept, but we did not expect Laker fans like you to cry about the free throw disparity. You want to know how much free throws y'all had?
I said it didn't matter. I said OKC is that good. I don't give a fuck.
OKC is miles ahead. OKC is miles ahead. The fact is, we were this whole season, you guys were acting like the Lakers were contenders. Me and Mookie were telling you this is one of the worst teams in the league.
They were.
No one was worried. Right? No one was.
Well, I don't know how they would have won if Luka was there.
If Luka was there,
I would have still lost.
I don't know.
Luka was.
I don't know.
The whole point is they would have got destroyed by every other team except the Rockets. The Rockets were so trash that they got a bye. They got a bye week in their first round of the playoffs. If they played the Suns, they would have lost in 5. If they played the Spurs, they would have got swept. You're lucky you guys just played OKC.
Yeah. Again, I don't got a crystal ball, bro. I don't know how it would have went if Luka played. Here's the reality, though. No one is shocked that OKC, arguably the best constructed team since the Bulls, beat this Lakers team in a sweep. No one's shocked.
But I'm shocked. How did AJ Mitchell outplay LeBron James? Can you explain that? I'm shocked about that. Why is AJ Mitchell outplaying LeBron James? Can you explain? Role player.
AJ Mitchell. Hold on. How did AJ Mitchell outplay LeBron James when LeBron James led the series in points before this game?
Okay, and AJ Mitchell averaged more points than him. AJ Mitchell averaged more
Get
points.
get this stat. Did you know this stat in the first 3 games when LeBron's off the court, they're a -40.
Yeah, you know this fact. This season, when
Give all the credit though, guys. I get the narrative pushing. I respect it. I respect the narrative pushing.
Here, I'm gonna
I'm
give you.
putting it up there. It's great. It's great.
You want to bring on us. Since you want to bring on us, perfect time. I'll give you a fact. You want to know this season when LeBron was off the court, the Lakers were a positive. You want to know that? You know they were a negative net rating when he's on the court. So don't ever bring up net ratings when LeBron ever steps on the court.
Yeah, okay. But we're talking about. Are we talking about this series, or are we talking about the entire season now?
That's a this series. I'm bringing up a bigger sample.
We're talking about this series, and the reality is, no one's going to look back and get
Ben Baller, you can bronze section your way all the way out of this, bro. But the point remains the same. Y'all bronze sexuals try to push narratives, trying to sit there and say he's the greatest basketball player of all time. He's a top 10. He's a top 3 player in the postseason. Right?
He's 40. Look what he's doing.
Y'all try to sit there and push narratives that LeBron James has been the best player in this series. Y'all even push narratives that the reason why LeBron James didn't get a fucking goddamn win is because of fucking goddamn the free throws shit like that. Y'all have outshot the fucking Thunder from the free throw line over the last 2 goddamn games. Y'all niggas get smoked.
Yeah.
My nigga Tony C. What up, Tony C?
What up, Pimpin'? What up,
Tony C? Long time, Tony C. Long time, Tony C. What happened, Tony C?
What up, Mazak? We got our ass. We got our ass whooped.
What you got on the serious, Tony C, Brian? Talk to you in a minute, man.
Hey, man. Hey, look here, bro. The experiment is over. Your boy Ben Baller, y'all gonna have to get a new uniform. Hey, this shit over, man. It's over.
I don't disagree. Look, 2 things are gonna happen. He's either gonna, which we know he's not gonna do. He's either gonna take a vet minimum, which he's not gonna do, or he's gonna 3 things. Or he's gonna retire. I don't think he's gonna do that. I think he's gonna go back to the Cavs. He's gonna do things.
Hey, bro. Right. Ben Baller, you really sat here and said, man, we weren't expecting to win this shit. Hey, bro. Right. That shit.
Bro, no, Tony C.
Hey, Tony C, can I ask you a question? Tony C, you fuck with Kobe, you fuck with Mike. Have you ever sat there and said there's been one series where you sit there and say, bro, they have no chance of winning because of this nigga?
That part.
No. You can never sit there and say that shit, Ben Ball.
No. That's subjective.
Hell no.
That's subjective. You can't prove it's subjective, Clint.
Subjective my ass. We went up against OKC. Okay. Hold on. We went up against OKC.
Do you hold post 2010?
No. We went up against OKC in 2012. Mookie, you remember when the Lakers played OKC in 2012? We ain't going that bitch saying, oh no, they're gonna whoop our ass, even though they did.
That OKC.
We want to win. Goddamn right.
That OKC team don't got shit on this OKC team, just so you know.
Man, what? They had Kevin Durant.
This OKC team, just so you know, has the best 2-year net rating in NBA history.
Bruh, that just show you how ass the Lakers are.
Every adjustment within seconds because they got
So you want us to sit here and believe that AJ Mitchell is better than James Harden in 2012, bro? Right. That what you saying?
AJ Mitchell's not even a starter.
I know James Harden wasn't either in 2012. What you talking about?
Tony, you comparing the bench?
No, they both came off the bench, and you want me to believe that AJ Mitchell is better than James Harden from 2012?
It ain't just AJ Mitchell. You could go, Tony C. You could go 5 deep in the bench. There's players on that bench.
Back in 2012. What you talking about?
This nigga Tony
C. No one thinks 2012 OKC is better than this OKC team. This OKC team, again, has the best rating in NBA history.
Shai might be better than KD. You know what I'm saying?
Tony C. This is how good. Tony C. This is how good they are. This is how good they are. When the minutes when Shai was on the bench in this series, they won by 40.
That's how ass.
Hold on. Ben Baller. That's disingenuous, bro. Because the Lakers defense is ass, and y'all play AJ Mitchell. Y'all play all their shooters 1-on-1, bro. Y'all was getting beat off the dribble. The best defensive performance that y'all had in the playoffs against the Thunder was tonight. in the first half. Y'all was much better at containing the ball. But like I said,
Mookie, what happened in the second quarter?
Tony C, what's your favorite line, Tony C? When the money was on the wood, could LeBron James get a game? I'm more than standing for LeBron to get a game.
Nope, couldn't get a game.
What y'all niggas sitting there and say is, because Tony C, they were sitting there saying, if LeBron would have got a game, if LeBron James would have got a game, they would, you know what the narrative they be pushing? Oh yeah, LeBron got games. He got games against two of the greatest teams all time, missing, his best player, missing with a bunch of bums. That's what they be sitting there saying.
Exactly, Mookie. Let's be real.
No one, dude. Okay, let's say they win tonight. Does anyone give a fuck if they get paid?
Let's be real, Ben Baller.
You'd have been up here beating your goddamn chest. Hold on. You'd been up here beating your goddamn chest and talk about at least he didn't get swept.
I want to who cares? They wasn't winning the series. The series is over.
Don't even try that shit. Don't even try that shit, bro.
Here's the reality. Here's the
team, Ben Baller. This is one of the worst Lakers teams I've ever seen go to the playoffs. This is one of the worst teams in NBA playoff history. This team should never be near the playoffs. So all those stats you're talking about shows how bad the Lakers are.
How could a 4 seed not be?
Listen, Ben Baller.
Why would a 4 seed not be anywhere near the playoffs?
Wait, hold up, Ben Baller. The Rockets
are you retarded?
Half-court offenses in the league. It was so disgusting to watch. We're able, Jabari Smith and
Cindy and they won.
Go and cook the Lakers.
Hold on. And they won 50 something.
They go score against the Lakers. Y'all were free.
Okay, so bro, you're just helping me out.
I'm just telling you, OKC.
You're actually cooking yourself, and I'm explaining how you're cooking yourself.
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna cook you, Ben Baller, because you said LeBron was the GOAT. So let me talk. I'm gonna cook you, Ben Baller. You said LeBron was the GOAT, and he missed the water.
But you're gonna say a team without Luka when you just said a team with Luka shouldn't be in the playoffs, and they're just ass. And we're supposed to hold a team without Luka against LeBron getting beat by a team with the best.
Wait, Ben Baller, you agree with Luka? They're not winning the series. Wait, Ben Baller, you agree with Luka? They're still not winning the series, and they still lose. I still think they get swept with Luka.
No, I think that, I think with Luka, they have a shot for sure.
They have a shot for what?
Shot to do what?
To win the series.
Yeah, bro, we played them with Luka and lost by 40. What the fuck you talking about?
That's regular season.
That's regular season. That's regular season.
Then they lose in 5 against.
We didn't lost to them in the regular season. We didn't lost like 8 straight.
I don't care about what happened in the regular season, bro.
Hey, Ben Ball, you know what's funny? You used to say that same thing about Denver, and then what the fuck Denver do to us in the playoffs? Remember that shit? We'll get our ass whooped 4 times by Denver. The playoffs roll around. It's different.
And I'm sure you said that about the Hawks in 2014.
Tony C, why are you acting like
that about the Hawks in 2014 when they beat the Cavs?
Did Luka not play in the playoffs last year, Ben Baller? Did he not lose in 5 to the Wolves last year, Ben Baller?
Damn sure did.
OKC the better team?
Yeah. Well, hold on. We can talk about the Wolves. So the Denver series, I think, was a bad sweep. 100%.
No, Ben Baller.
What about the Wolves series? Talk about the Wolves series.
I said you shit on the regular season.
They didn't have December last year.
Hey, chat, hold on. Hey, on a Ben Baller get cooked, chat. If y'all want to continue to see Ben Baller get cooked, make sure y'all smash the like button. We got over 400 people in here, man. Smash the like button, bro.
Absolutely. Listen, bro. Yeah, you been hollering since I met you. The regular season don't mean shit. Back in 2023, 2024, Denver was running through our ass in the regular season. You say, oh no, this new ball game. Postseason is gonna be different. They swept our ass, then they beat us in 5. Now OKC.
I can go block for block with this. 2014, the Hawks beat the Cavs 4 times in the regular season.
You talking about 2014 and shit. I'm talking about here in the recent past, bro. You going all the way back to 2014. God damn.
I'm just saying. Regular season, look, everybody knows the postseason is a different game.
Okay. Not when it comes to your boy LeBron.
Tony, let me cook him. Let's not speak about the team. This isn't the same team. I want to speak about the Lakers when Luka's on the team. That's all I want to speak about. The Lakers when Luka's on the team. You're being confident talking about they could win. They have a shot to win when Luka's on. Did you not see them with Luka last year against the Wolves? That was one of the easiest series of all. They smoked the Lakers. It wasn't even close. We agree OKC is a better team than the Wolves.
Okay,
and you saw what OKC did to the Wolves.
Hold on, Mazette, did yes or no?
Tony C, if the Lakers sit there and bring LeBron James back,
I'm done. I'm gone. Hey, look, Moot.
Oh, hold on,
Go ahead.
Do you think would you still give Austin Reeves $25
Fuck no. No.
He's a playoff, bro.
15 at the most, bro. 15. Because we got to go.
I think they should trade for
15 million a year, something like that. 12 to 15, yeah, something like that.
No, trade for Jaylen Brown, bro.
I mean, Boston ain't gonna trade with us though. You know, Boston ain't gonna trade with the Lakers.
Hey, you never know, dog.
No, but Ben Ball, you get my point. You saw what OKC did to the Wolves last year, right? They beat them in 5. Imagine what
OKC had. I'm sorry to think you don't know ball, bro. OKC had two monster centers. Everybody talked about it. I remember Tony C talking about it. Everybody talked about that Lakers team last year because of the trade with Luka had no 5. They didn't have a 5.
Okay, so y'all got a 5.
The tallest guy was like 6'8".
Oh, DeAndre Ayton.
So y'all got better this year. Listen, Ben Baller, you got better this year, right? And then when you played OKC this year, you lost by 40.
How did we get better? Hold on. How did we get better but the best player?
Nigga, you got. No, I'm saying when they played in the regular season,
that's irrelevant because the best player on the team wasn't available.
Okay, he was available when you got blown out by 40. Was he available when you got blown out by 40 in the regular season?
Hey, too cool for nerds. What you got on this shit, man?
Yo, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was a Laker fan. I'm still a Laker fan, but it hurt right now, Mook. I ain't gonna lie, son. I'm sad as shit, man.
Why it hurt, nigga? Why it hurt?
Yo, I really believed in these niggas, man, like a dumbass nigga, son. I feel dumb as hell for believing in these niggas, Mook.
I know you fucking lying.
Yo, Mook, I thought, yo, Mook, I really
believe in LeBron. That was. You had to believe. You believe in LeBron.
I thought this team was gonna get carried by LeBron. I thought LeBron
was
gonna step up.
Okay, hold on. You thought
shit on these niggas, man.
Bro, you thought a 41-year-old.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought LeBron was gonna shit on these niggas, man.
Oh, he trolling.
One of the greatest teams ever assembled.
Yeah, he trolling.
There's no way this quiet, Chad. There's no way this nigga crying, bro.
Yo, Mook. If we don't get Giannis this summer, Mook, I don't know, man. I might end it all, man.
God damn.
Whoa! What? Hold on, chat. Make sense, chat. I've never heard this shit in the history of Rated R, chat. This nigga just basically sat there and said, if the Lakers don't help to get LeBron James Giannis, right, give him another top 5 to top 10 player, he's going to end himself.
But wait, Mook.
Bro, that's not.
But LeBron ain't going to need
that. First of all, don't do that. Second of all, bro, we've come to the conclusion that you make it harder on yourself to win a championship that way. You need to build depth. If they go get Giannis, they're gonna have no depth.
Yeah, you can win with one star. That's what OKC doing.
Yo, Mook, I believed in these niggas because these games was close, my nigga. We was up in a lot of these games, my nigga.
So,
my nigga, we was winning.
Hey, homie, what
you all right, dude?
So, homie, what you thought about when
they lost by 18 plus in the first 3 games? What are you talking about?
Hey, homie, what you thought about when LeBron missed that shot at the end?
I thought that shit was going in, my nigga. I thought he was about to break that 0 for 10 shit. I thought he was about to be 1 for 9, my nigga.
Oh yeah, he trolling. It's a fit. That's trolling for sure.
I knew that motherfucker gonna miss. I knew he was gonna miss.
Nah, LeBron was playing young, my nigga. He was dunking on niggas all year, son.
Not in this series.
Hey, let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. What do you think about JJ? What do you think about JJ going away from the game plan he had for the majority game and going back to double and Shai in the last couple minutes?
Yeah, that was dumb.
Hey man, let me tell you something. JJ Redick is the definition. Y'all, I know I want to go fuck it. Yes. DEI did not earn it. That motherfucker's a podcaster.
He was coaching good. No,
the fuck he wasn't.
Fourth quarter.
I thought he was. Look, I thought he was enjoying the playoffs, but that last couple minutes made no sense. You was doing. Hold on. You was doing. The game plan you was doing was actually working. You was just doing straight up 1-on-1. You decided to go back to this trapping and double and Shai, and they was cooking, and he was cooking you with that. And then one of the dumbest things I've ever seen is you take off a 50% 3-point shooter in a shot you need.
Hold on, Ben Baller. This is the thing, Ben Baller. What I'm saying is this, Ben Baller. Playing Shai 1-on-1, they were getting fried. They will get fried playing Shai 1-on-1. So it's just like, bro, pick your poison, bro.
Right.
I just don't have no talent, bro.
But Mookie, how the hell are you a good coach?
Yeah, but Mookie, they didn't start doubling and trapping them. They didn't start doubling and trapping them until they was already up late in the fourth.
Let's talk about this shit.
To me, JJ panicked. JJ panicked. He's like, "Oh shit, we."
Instead, JJ Reddick was doing an all right job. Whatever the fuck
that dumb shit for whatever reason. And then
to the West, can't even get us to the Western Conference Finals, and he a good coach. The fuck?
Okay, Tony C.
Baptized Darvin Ham. Baptized. Ran him out of town.
Tony C. Well, first of all, I don't know if JJ with OKC now. I don't think any. Look, you had to be on the other side of the bracket.
What?
To get to the Western Conference Finals. That's one. Two,
Shai wasn't even playing that good, man. We was smoking them niggas,
we
man.
We got ass beat by AJ Mitchell and Chet the first 2-3 games.
Yo, we lost because of JJ Redick.
That's how great OKC is.
We lost because of JJ Redick.
Coach JJ Redick is that he ain't telling motherfuckers, hey, don't let AJ Mitchell get to his left hand.
Bro, that's the problem. Tony C, it isn't that simple. Tony C, it isn't that simple because here. No, it's not. I'm gonna tell you why. Because OKC, it has so many options they go to. They're so deep that they can literally adjust to everything. Other guys are gonna beat you. When they started, for example, when they started trapping the double and shake, what was he doing? They were passing it. They were rotating, passing it to their bigs, and the bigs started cooking. There's really this OKC team is the most complete team. I'm talking.
Where is the footage of JJ
going back to probably the 90s Bulls? They're the best constructed team since the 90s Bulls.
We lost to their bench, bro.
AJ Mitchell.
Yeah, their bench won them the series 100%.
Where is the footage of JJ Redick in the mic'd up session saying, "Hey man, don't let AJ Mitchell get to the left fucking hand"? Where is that? That's coaching, bro. That's coaching. Even if you don't say it in the scouting report and he start cooking it. All right, bro. Hey, man.
Guess what happened? Hold on, Tony C. Who? Mookie, maybe you know the name. Who's the dude that started also cooking them late? Is it Dwayne or something? Wade or something?
You talking about McCain?
He started hitting threes left and right.
That's McCain. That's McCain. But AJ was going.
No, there's another dude too. There's McCain, but there's another guy too.
Ooh,
I forget his fucking name, bro.
Tony C. LeBron had elite spacing in this postseason. Had a nigga that was shooting 57% for the 3-point line.
Yeah, Rule was killing.
Do y'all know that's like an all-time ranking? Like you shooting 50% from the 3-point line, bro, in a playoff.
Yeah, Rule set a record.
Look, guys, they lost the series in the bench minutes. Go look at the numbers.
JJ need to get fired, man. JJ didn't play
Absolutely.
a Dutero. He should have played a Dutero. This was a Dutero type series. It was a better matchup.
If you notice, Jake Laravia, I think he didn't play, right?
He got a DNP tonight. He finally didn't play his ass.
Bro, he bad, man. Look,
Austin Reeves shouldn't have got on those minutes, man. He's a cone, man. Your fucking liability. They was attacking him all fucking series, man.
They were also attacking. They were attacking Luke. They've been attacking Luke all series too. The Rockets started that shit. The Rockets in Game 3 started attacking Luke. They started to get switches on to Luke and attacking him. Look, but here's the bottom line, man. This isn't complicated. OKC is 1,000 times better top to bottom. No one should be shocked they lost.
You're not winning,
man. I'm actually shocked, man. If we was gonna go out like this,
if you shocked, you on. If you shocked, bro, you on crack.
If we was gonna go out like this and get swept,
go to your double A meeting.
We was gonna get swept, I would have said fucking play Bronny James. We should have just played Bronny if we was gonna get swept.
That's what, guys. We talking about playing Bronny James.
We should have just played him. If we was gonna get swept, we might as well.
You holding up a roster spot too. I'm tired of this shit. If your name ain't Rui Hachimura, Marcus Smart, or goddamn, what my boy name is, Luka, you got to get the fuck on. And that go for JJ, that go for Rob Pelinka. All y'all can go the fuck on. Them the only three. Get the fuck
Here's what I'm doing, bro. Okay, here's what I'm doing, Tony. I'm building around Luka. I'm getting a couple bigs. I'm getting a couple bigs, and I'm putting defensive players. I'm putting defensive players around Luka.
And the way you do that, you don't play.
How are you going to do that? Explain how that's going to work if you have no.
We're going to get Giannis.
Obviously, LeBron has to either leave or retire or take the vet minimum. Leave, retire, or take the vet minimum.
Yeah, you gotta let LeBron go. LeBron has to go, bro. There's just no.
Yeah, he could go. I agree, but I'm just saying, like, if the Lakers want to compete, that's what they got to do. They got to get some bigs because their bigs are. Let's be honest here.
Hell yeah, you got to find a way to get rid of
Jackson Hayes. I like Jackson Hayes, but he's not no great big. And DeAndre Ayton's the laziest fucking big I've ever seen in my life.
It's gonna be hard to find a player better than LeBron, though, man. You can't replace LeBron easily.
What? At 41? Man, gonna
41. LeBron's still better than a lot of niggas, man.
At 41.
Tony C, would
LeBron's
you
still
agree
better
that
than a lot of niggas
LeBron?
at 41, man.
Tony C, would you agree that LeBron doesn't have that lift anymore, and he can't give you like?
Yeah, we saw that.
And he can't give you that. He can't give you 40
bend
on a high field goal percentage in the playoffs. He can't do it.
Bro, when the ball's on the floor, he don't try to bend over and get the bitch. He just be swiping.
It is a thing from an objective.
That's Ben Baller saying that.
Bro, from an objective standpoint, the Lakers this whole series, Tony C. LeBron was playing majority off the ball, right? He'll be on the corner. Lou Dort will put Lou Dort on LeBron James in the corner. Sometimes he would start on the right wing, but they kept on running cross screens for LeBron James to get him in the post. They get him mismatch on like a smaller guard, and Lou Dort, they were not switching it. So Lou Dort was coming over the screen guarding LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Right. And LeBron James just couldn't out muscle Lou Dort. Lou Dort played elite defense on LeBron James the whole series long, to a point where JJ Races changed it up in game 4. Like he started running more perimeter.
Lou Dort or a blitz
for LeBron James on the top of the key and stuff like that. And he just don't have the ability to not only like put defenders on the back, but just consistently finish around the rim. Like LeBron James, I gotta look at the numbers.
He don't got the legs, bro.
He shot terrible for the rim in this series, bro. Bad, bro.
He doesn't got, bro. It's just the truth. He don't got the legs. He doesn't got the legs, bro. He doesn't got the legs anymore, bro. You see, look at every time he takes a jump shot, bro. It looks like it's hard it literally looks like it's a struggle just to get up there.
Moot, that motherfucker.
He needs to just retire, bro.
You see that motherfucker be doing that chair?
That can't be Ben Baller, bro.
That shit kills me, bro. We lost the rebound because he want to goddamn go cherry pick and try to leak out and get a goddamn cherry pick, bro. I'm tired of him doing that shit, man. That's when you get
retire on a sweep, though.
He got to contest the 3 and get the rebound.
So a quick question.
Oh, he got to goddamn get the rebound. You goddamn right.
What you say, Mick?
We need all hands on deck.
I just got one question. I just got one question. You know, they were saying all that stuff if LeBron would have won the series. Now that they got swept, what does this mean for his legacy?
Bro, dude, nobody.
They try to claim
nobody thought they was
nobody, bro. No, that would be a miracle. They have to drop like 50 a game for them to win the series.
Hey, Tony, you know what the funny thing about it, Tony? The Lakers fans and LeBron fans was complaining about free throws all series long. Guess what? After the end of the series, the Lakers had more total free throws than the fucking Thunder.
I believe it. That's why
I make a point on that.
I never complained about. The rest though. OKC's just a better team, top to bottom. It's not complicated.
That's sad, man. How you get?
Y'all know the Lakers got. Y'all know the Lakers got a pick and roll, very paint centric offense. You know that. You know that's why the free throw disparity is. You know OKC is a drive and kick type team. So of course they're not gonna have as much free throws. Their bigs are in foul trouble. So where are the free throws gonna come from? Lakers have getting blitzed. So where are the free throws gonna come from?
Bro, the Lakers have more free
Williams, who is one of their better drivers, is out as well. So
hey, bro, can you hear me, bro?
That explains the free throw disparity.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Go him. You gotta come in and come back out, bro.
All right.
Go him. Like I said, the reason why, and I agree with you. I think OKC oppose they will at the rim. They get to the basket much better, right? But the Lakers still had more free throws, and the narrative was that the only reason why the fucking goddamn Thunder are winning and LeBron James is not getting no games and shit like that is because of the free throws, and that was far from the truth, bro.
Nah, it was definitely their bench, man. They bench fucked us up.
My thing with the whole thing is You had people saying if LeBron would have won this series, it would have made him to go to whoop de whoop whoop.
Right.
So
That's
if
the
you lose this series and get swept, bro,
Tony C.
game 2 though. You can't have it both ways.
Hold on, Tony C.
It was true. Both things could be true. Both could be true.
I don't know why this is Tony C. I don't know why this is so complicated. It's called expectation. It's called expectations. Everybody and their mother, Tony C. Everybody and their mother thought the Lakers had no chance, and OKC was just a far superior team. That was the expectation. So if you surpass expectations, yes, you get credit for passing expectations. If you meet expectations, you met expectations. Everybody expected them to get their ass whooped.
How do people expect you to lose when they say if you win, you go?
Okay, I'm gonna say it again, Tony C. This isn't complicated.
You said it many times.
Tony C.
That crate of a feat if he was
OKC.
Hold on. Win a second round fucking series, make you the fucking go, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Tony C. OKC.
By y'all logic, missing the playoffs is better than
Tony C.
losing
OKC has the best net rating.
Crazy.
Tony C. OKC has the best net rating. Okay, so I'll make this simple, Tony C. Tony C. I'll make this simple. Do you hold the last few years of Kobe against Kobe, and do you hold
Kobe against MJ? He was in the playoffs.
Here come the excuses loading. Excuses loading.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You hold
Let's bring this thing to a hold on. Let's have this conversation. Let's have this conversation.
Who did LeBron have in this series, bro?
Motherfucker, I'm a Lakers fan right now. Hold on.
Take over players now.
Hold on.
I'll take Nick Young
LeBron had AD, now he got Luka. What do you mean?
Hold on. Did Luka play in this series, bro?
It doesn't matter. He got Luka. They got beat last year.
Did he play in the series?
Bro, they got beat last year together.
Yeah, Luka last year in the low.
They got beat last year together.
Yeah, Luka last year in the low.
Okay, everybody, and Tony C, you were saying this too.
Yeah, Luka last year. What was this?
Tony C, you were saying this too. That they were going to get cooked in the playoffs. Everybody said it because they were the only team that literally had no center. They had no size, no center. Everybody was going to cook them, bro.
Y'all got more excuses than a school.
Niggas going to jail.
I ain't never seen nobody make so many excuses,
bro. That's basketball.
It ain't no excuses game. They got smoked.
I've never heard somebody make so many excuses.
They got smoked.
No, that's just the facts of the matter. If you don't have a center, how are you supposed to guard the paint? How are you supposed to guard the paint with no center?
You want to talk about facts? You want to talk about facts?
JJ is the best coach I ever seen, bro.
JJ need to get fired, man. What the fuck?
You can't be a failure. You can't be a failure and win a championship. And hold on.
I got to mingle.
If you're gonna hold, post.
No. Let me.
These games was winnable. They was winnable games.
Hold on. Let me land. As a Lakers fan, there's only one other free agent big name that came to the Lakers. That was Shaquille O'Neal. You got Shaquille O'Neal and goddamn LeBron. They both played 8 years for the Lakers. One did a three-peat, went to the finals 4 times.
One played in their prime. Hold on. One played in Tony C. One played in their prime. One played in their prime with another top 10 player.
With him.
Tony C. One played in their prime with another top 10 player in the history of the game. One played in their prime. Tony C. One played in their prime. One played in their prime with a top 10 player in their prime. The other one played the majority of their years in the Lakers outside their prime. And now with another top 10 player. That's a dumb comparison.
The nigga, no, it ain't.
Oh, how is that not, dude? Okay, LeBron, hold on. Let me see. Bro, that's like saying,
Hold on. Hey, chat, if y'all think that Tony C is cooking LeBron 6 out of Ben Baller, make sure y'all hit the like, but also make sure everybody on here join the Discord. Make sure y'all join the Rated R Discord as well. Go ahead, Tony C.
8 years and one chip, bro. That's a success.
This is such a dumb comparison. Tony C. A better comparison would be if in 2016. Hold on, a better comparison would be if after the Heat, LeBron went to the Lakers and then he got another top 10 all-time player in 2015. That would be an actual comparison.
Years, that's
LeBron losing in his prime too. You got like LeBron losing in his prime.
Here's the other thing. I can make this argument, Tony C. I can make this argument, Tony C. If COVID doesn't happen, if the bubble doesn't happen, the Lakers go back to back.
Man, get out of here with that.
If COVID doesn't happen, the Lakers go back to back.
Hey, hold on.
Going no back to back.
Hold on, I can make an argument, nigga. Y'all don't win a championship without the fucking bubble, nigga.
There you go. They were the best team that year.
I mean, y'all gonna win the championship. What are you talking about?
They were the best team that year.
The best team don't always win the championship.
They also had home court advantage.
But it was not, bro.
They were the best team that year, and they had home court advantage.
They were not better than the Los Angeles. Bro, they were not better than the Clippers, bro.
Oh my God!
Bro, did the Clippers play in the bubble?
Wow. Yeah, they did.
Did the Clippers play in the bubble?
Clippers.
The Clippers had a chance to play the Lakers. They got beat.
I don't even believe that Clippers shit.
You dumb as fuck. You know why you dumb as fuck? Because when the Lakers
go ahead, try it.
When the Lakers and the Clippers saw each other in a regular basketball environment, the Clippers had a winning record against the Los Angeles Lakers in a regular basketball environment.
Didn't the Lakers beat the Clippers?
Beat them every time they played that year. Season.
One game, dumbass.
They got belt.
That's one game.
Didn't the Lakers beat the Clippers in that regular season?
I don't even know why we're going through all that, brother.
Someone pull it up. Someone pull it up. The Lakers that year against the Clippers.
I said there and say it's been one game. One game they beat them. The Clippers beat them. They were outbelling the Los.
I'm gonna look up the record right now. Hold
on. The Clippers were 2-1 against the Lakers in the regular season in the normal basketball environment.
Oh wow.
They were the hottest team in the NBA.
That's
the reason why.
Hold on. Did they play in the bubble, Mookie?
Luka Doncic.
Bro, I don't care.
A weak version of LeBron.
Did the Clippers play in the bubble?
A lower version of LeBron.
My argument is sitting here said, if the bubble never happened, the Lakers win a championship in the LeBron James era.
The Clippers had a chance to beat the Lakers. They blew it. That's on them.
Bro, I'm making my argument because of the bubble. Nobody didn't want to be in the fucking bubble.
Nobody wanted to be there now. That's what we doing.
You know, Anthony,
is the most mentally tough superstar in the bubble. That's what you're acknowledging.
Hey, Tony C, you know how bad the bubble is so ass? Nigga, even Anthony Davis said the bubble didn't mean nothing, nigga.
Nah, Alex Caruso said it.
He did not say that.
Alex Caruso said it. Nah, Alex Caruso did say it.
First of all,
sarcastic joke.
Okay, hold on, guys, you're cooking yourselves. If the bubble is so. If the bubble is so easy, that means everybody that lost in the bubble, that you should hold that against them because it's so easy.
Hold on, Ben Ballers. I'm going to believe you, or I'm going to believe the niggas that played the game.
Alex Caruso said, "I finally got me a real championship."
There's other players that said the bubble was the hardest environment.
Nah, but when super. Ben Baller, Alex Caruso was actually on the team. And he said
there's other players that played in the bubble playoff when they won the hardest environment.
Lost,
so are we just picking and
criticized them? If LeBron lost in the bubble, would you not have criticized them?
No.
Hey, hold on. Well, let's make this simple. Is the bubble championship easier? 41 versus hold on. Let's make it simple. Is the bubble championship? Was the bubble championship easier than other? Is the bubble championship easier than a normal?
Yeah, was they missing on purpose or something? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I got a simple question for the panel. Is a bubble championship easier than a normal setting?
Yeah, there ain't no pressure.
Okay, so hold on, watch this. If it's easier than a normal championship, and everybody else had the same opportunity, then they're fucking ass, including the Clippers, for not winning shit because they couldn't even win a quote-unquote easy championship.
Hold on, let me go put this back.
The bubble because you get
hold on, everybody be quiet. Let me pipe down. Everybody didn't have the opportunity because you had some reports out there sitting there saying the Lakers was getting in practice and shit like that, getting in work like that before any fucking team.
We're doing conspiracies now.
No, it's not conspiracy. It was reported by Bleacher Report. The Lakers had what? How much you want to bet?
Okay.
How much you want to bet? That's
the article.
Nah, I've heard that before.
Yes, the Los Angeles.
Is it speculation or is it true?
The Los Angeles Lakers were the first team to able to fucking goddamn practice with other players and meet with other coaches when other teams didn't have that because of the COVID situation. Number two, on top of that, there was key players that were missing in the postseason. You didn't have no Curry. You didn't have no KD.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
LeBron lost the bubble. Y'all be cooking.
They don't want to go to the bubble,
bro. They can't have both, bro.
Hold on.
LeBron in the bubble.
Hold on. Kurt, what? Didn't the Golden State miss the fucking play-in?
Hold on. Marcus Miller, what you got on this shit, man?
Why are we talking about Golden State? They missed the fucking play-in that year.
Marcus Miller, what you got on this shit, man?
Well, I want to just put my 2 cents in. I want to bring up the bubble ring and stuff. I want to speak about how the Lakers was only given that title because Kobe died and stuff. It wasn't because LeBron was doing anything. Because the Clippers was, I'm going to keep it about the Clippers would have whooped them if they faced.
That's a new one right there. Now, I ain't never heard of that one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I heard, yeah. I ain't lying. I ain't lying.
Jimmy out there about to die. This nigga talking about they was giving the title. Jimmy out there about to die.
Bro, do we hear this shit, guys? Like, I mean, like, this is where we at, bro. This is where we at. We are in like lizard people conspiracy level shit right now.
I want to know, since the bubble was so hard, then why we ain't won nothing since the goddamn bubble?
Right.
Well, so again, back to my point. If C-19 doesn't happen, they still win the championship in 2020, and they don't get a short. Hold on, and they don't get a short.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I do know that. I do know that. And they get a short. Hold on, and they don't get a shortened off season because everybody calls 2021 the injury championship, and that's for a reason. So they would have got a full year. They would have got a full off season. They would have got a full off season of rest.
Crazy part.
And AD would have had a chance to get rest. LeBron would have had a chance to get rest.
I got to ask you this shit, Ben Baller. Who was the oldest team in the NBA at the time?
Who's the what?
Who was the oldest team?
If they want niggas off the panel,
2020. Who was the oldest team in the NBA?
Nigga. Fuck you talking
about? Who's the oldest team in the NBA?
Yes.
Oh, the Lakers. The Lakers.
All right. So, do you believe that rest? Hold on, bro. I gotta get you out because your mic is trash, bro. Do you believe the oldest team in the NBA would benefit from a large rate, right? If they had rest, would you agree with that?
I don't think they needed the rest. I think they're already the best team in the league.
No, they were not.
I don't think that would even matter.
AD would have got hurt.
They wasn't.
Well, I don't know if he would have got hurt. I do know for a fact. I do know for a fact that the shortened off season affected players that played deep in the postseason.
Hold on, Ben Baller, you're deflecting. Despite if you think they were the best team in the league or what, you do agree that rest will help a old team like the Los Angeles Lakers throughout a large rate. You agree with that?
So helps everybody. Everybody got rest.
When a team has 3 to 4 months of rest, right? When you got old LeBron,
everybody got rest though.
All them niggas elsewhere, right? That will help you. And when you
helps everybody, Mook. Everybody got rest.
Bro. That's besides the point. The point is
you're talking about something everybody got.
Shut the fuck up. My point is to sit there and say that's besides the point. The point is I'm sitting there saying that when you're an older team, in the NBA by a large margin, and there was other teams that were playing at high level basketball than you. The Clippers were better than you. The Milwaukee Bucks was better than you. There was teams that were better.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. You're literally lying. You're literally trying to make
the Nuggets came back from a 3-1 deficit against the Clippers. The Lakers beat that team.
The Nuggets was not better than the Clippers in a regular season environment. No, they were not.
About a regular season, bro. This is the postseason.
No, I'm saying in a normal NBA environment, the Nuggets was not better than the Clippers. They wasn't. The Lakers was not better than the Clippers.
Did they? Hold on.
Were not better.
Did they have the same environment? Did they play in the same environment?
Nigga, do you understand that compared to a normal environment and a fucking environment that's a fucking goddamn?
So you're saying the environment made the Clippers worse? So they're just weak minded?
No, my point is to sit there and say when you're not in normal environment that does not simulate real basketball environment. I'm talking about terms of fucking fans when it's chatter, when you get to literally walk up to your hotel room, right? When there was no flights,
Look,
no
you're saying a regular environment.
right?
You're saying a regular environment is easier. You don't even know what you're saying.
That does not simulate real basketball environment.
So, okay, Mookie, you just said a regular environment would be easier for the Clippers, correct?
It would be normal for the Clippers, yes.
Which would be easier, right?
What do you mean easier? It would be.
Was it harder for them in the bubble environment or easier for them?
What do you mean harder? The point is
was it harder for them to win in against the Nuggets in the bubble environment versus a normal environment?
It was obviously harder, yes.
Oh, so the bubble's harder, cooked.
I didn't say the bubble's harder. I said
you just said that the Clippers had a harder time due to the bubble environment. You cooked yourself.
I said that, bro, the Clippers, it was harder for them team to be able to have the chemistry and the continuity because at the end of the day,
it was harder.
They didn't want to be there.
So it was harder.
No, was the bubble harder? No, it was not harder. My point is sitting here saying
it was, dude.
Ben Baller, you're asking two different questions. You said it was harder for the Clippers or was the bubble harder? Which question are you trying to ask?
I'll ask it again. Was the bubble environment harder for them versus the Nuggets versus what a normal environment would be?
Hold on. Was it harder for the Clippers to be able to compete in the bubble
against the Nuggets in the bubble versus a normal environment?
Hold on. It was harder.
So the bubble's harder.
Hold on. Let me say this clearly for you.
So the bubble's harder.
No. I didn't say the bubble's harder. I said the bubble was easier for teams
hold on.
to be able to perform.
Hold on. So why is it easier for the Nuggets and not for the?
You got to learn how to shut the fuck up. Let me say this clearly to you because you're just talking to just argue. My point is to sit here and say the bubble for the Clippers was specifically harder because they didn't want to be there. You had Lou Williams, who had some issues with on and off the court. Montrezl Harrell, who had some issues on and off the court. Death issues with the family and stuff like that. The chemistry was not connecting as well, right? It was harder for the Clippers to be in the bubble. Nigga, they were one of the teams that voted to leave the bubble. They didn't want to be in the bubble because it didn't result into real basketball. We talking about term of simulating shit. It did not result into real basketball environment where you had to travel. You had a schedule. You had a routine. When that routine, that schedule gets capped off to shit that is unrealistic, that gets hard for some players, mentally and physically, right? Now, for the bubble in its whole, it was easier for younger players and older players. Those are facts. The Lakers was one of the oldest teams in the NBA. That is facts. They had 5 months to rest of a grueling NBA season that consists of back-to-back. That's the fact. There's no such thing as we're going to ramp we all for fucking out here 5 fucking months, and it's going to take us, maybe less than 15 games in the regular season for everybody to ramp up and then boom, straight to the playoffs to fucking save ratings. Those are facts. Bro, there was not no real basketball environment. Nigga, they didn't have no fans. There was no real home court. Fucking goddamn similarity. There was no home court, no nothing. So like I said, the niggas that sat there and fucking put blood, sweat, and tears to go out there and perform in the regular season did not be rewarded right there because they're in a fucking bubble and there's no real home court. That shit would have probably changed the results of the Game 7 versus the Clippers and Nuggets. That shit would have probably changed multiple results in the postseason as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, one, you just admitted that they're just weak-minded and they couldn't handle it mentally, aka harder.
Ben Baller, I'm not gonna let you sit there as a white man sit there and say that these black players are weak-minded. The problem is that when you have a schedule that you have to compete against,
you just said it's mentally hard.
And when you take them off that schedule to a point where they have to be locked in the room, quarantine and shit like that, no
it's mentally hard,
no environment and shit like that, nigga. That makes it harder for Pacific.
So it makes it harder, right?
Bro, do you not just hear what the fuck I said? Are you dumbass bitch? Do you not hear what I just said? I said the bubble.
You said it makes it mentally harder, yes.
Oh my God, dumbass. Ben Baller, bro. I'm about to kick your bitch ass off, bro. You pissed me the fuck off, bro. Let me say this shit one more time. The bubble for the Clippers was harder. The bubble in the whole was easier for older players and young players.
What?
Okay, so
I don't understand that, Mookie, because I'm trying to figure out. You said the advantage was for older players and young players.
One, everybody got rest, so that's irrelevant.
Yeah, no, Mookie. You said the advantage was for older players and young players. That's all players. That's for everybody.
Exactly. Everybody benefited from it. I don't even.
The bubble did not simulate real basketball environment. That's my point. What I'm sitting there saying.
Mookie, who would have had home court versus the Clippers that year?
Against who? What team?
In the Lakers versus Clippers series, who would have had home court?
They didn't. The Lakers and the Clippers did not see each other in the playoffs.
Who would have had the home court if they did?
I don't go off of shoulda, coulda, woulda. They
would have. They were the number one seed in the West.
Okay, what's your point?
The point is you bringing up home court's irrelevant because guess who would have benefited from it? The Lakers.
It's irrelevant. Hold on. Home court would have been irrelevant in a real basketball environment.
It would have benefited the Lakers, is my point. So they actually would have benefited more than the bubble.
It benefited Los Angeles Lakers. Y'all had 5 months of rest, and y'all had practice before anybody.
They also would have had home court in the West.
Okay, what's your point?
So they would have benefited from a regular series.
They would have benefited because, like I said, you know what wear and tear. This is why I know you didn't play no sports in your life. Wear and tear on your body from traveling and getting on flights and have to sleep in hotels at 3:00 in the morning. Like that shit is serious. Like that does wear and tear to your body, right? When you're in a bubble where you can literally fucking goddamn walk 1 or 2 minutes to your hotel already get rest and shit like that, bro. Those are different environments, brother. Like the bigger
everybody benefited from that.
Replicate a real NBA postseason atmosphere. That's why you had a lot of players that openly saying that they hated being there mentally. That's because they was
mentally harder. Thank you.
No, how does that affect their jump shot, Mookie?
What do you mean? When you have no pressure, when there's no fans screaming at your neck, nigga, that of course is not going to affect your jump shot, nigga. It's not.
Yeah, and guess who would have had home court in the West?
Guess who? Hold on, I don't know if y'all would have had home court if the fucking goddamn NBA fucking goddamn season.
Sure.
Look, if the NBA season ain't stopped, I don't know if the Lakers would have had home court. So that point is irrelevant.
Well, they did have a home court.
Okay.
Or they were the number one seed, so they would have had home court.
And the reason why they did because they had fucking 5 months with rest, right? And then they came off and did like 10 ramp-up games that you're already in the playoffs. That doesn't make sense, bro. Damn, cooking big ball ass tonight.
Bro. Look, here's what I heard from Mookie tonight. It was mentally harder in the bubble. It was harder for the Clippers in the bubble. The Lakers would have had home court in the bubble on the West. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, easy cook session for me, bro.
If the advantage is for the young players and the old players, and everybody got an advantage, then there's no advantage.
You said what?
If everybody has an advantage, then there's no advantage for nobody.
Everybody did not have an advantage.
You said the older players and the younger players. That's everybody.
Bruh, you got to understand that logic don't make sense because it affects different teams differently. Just because everybody played in the same environment doesn't mean that everybody benefit equally from it. Like you have some teams that rely heavily on crowd momentum. You have some teams that rely on heavy crowd momentum. Travel home court energy. Bro, can you shut the fuck up, bro? Now you have some teams that fucking relied on the ability to play from the crowd. They play great on the road, right? They know how the travel rhythm, the home court advantage, like defense intensity from the arena, right? Just routines, right? And other teams benefit from more for quiet gyms. It was not the same advantages, bro. That's like sitting there saying everybody that played in Denver out to, so there's no advantage. No, there's different environments that still impact teams differently based on the roster construction, mentally, and condition. That's what the point I'm saying.
Hey, by the way, the Lakers and Clippers were 2-2 that year, Mookie, not 2-1.
No, they were 2-1 in a regular season environment. Yes,
no, they were 2-2 in the regular season.
A regular season environment.
You talking about with before C19?
Yes, before the pandemic, the Clippers were 2-1.
I think the Clippers were 2-0 before.
No, they were 2-1 before the pandemic shut down because they lost the March 8th.
Okay, well they played again, Luke, and they lost, so they were 2-2. Period.
No, they were not. That they played the last time they played each other in the regular season was opening night in the bubble.
So again, the bubble's harder. Thank you.
No, I didn't sit there and say the bubble's harder. Where do you get from me sitting there saying the bubble's harder?
Why couldn't they win then?
I sat there and said before the fucking season started, right? The second season started in the 2019-2020 season, right? They played in the bubble, but the Clippers was 2-1 before that.
Okay, is the bubble easier or harder in the regular season? Not playoffs, regular season.
You said what?
The regular season bubble, not postseason. Is it easier or harder?
You said the bubble in the regular season, is it easier or harder?
Yes, I'm not talking about the postseason in the bubble. I'm talking about the portion of the regular season that was in the bubble. Was that easier or harder to play in?
It was this. I mean, like I said, it's compared. That's just a facade question to ask because it's different for.
Bro, it's not a hard question. You're making the argument that the bubble's easier, right?
It was easier.
Okay, so it's easier, but they got their ass whooped. So that goes against. How's it easier, but you sucking?
Ben Baller. Like I said, just because the environment is this is the thing that you're not understanding. Just because the environment is easier, that don't mean that some teams will benefit from the same easier environment like other teams would benefit from. So when you got a Clippers team that rely heavily on the road and playing at the road, where there's no travel, there's no flights, there's no house of crowds, you can get to the hotel at 3:00 in the morning, right? I mean, or 12 o'clock in the morning after the game, 20 minutes after the fucking game, or you're already at the hotels and shit like that. There's lower physical and tear significantly. Like those are different like advantages compared to what you're playing in the bubble. So my point is sitting here saying, even though if from an environment standpoint it was easy,
everybody benefited from that, Mook.
No, not everybody. I just told you, not everybody benefit for that.
So hold on. Did everybody not have to fly and go to the hotel and shit?
You said what?
Did everybody not have to travel across the country, or were they all in the bubble?
Yes, they were all in the bubble. What's your
okay?
point?
So everybody had to deal with the same shit. Thank you.
Hold on. That's literally my point. They were all in the bubble, meaning nobody had to deal with normal NBA travel. So the normal physical grind of a regular season removed for everything. That makes the environment fucking physically easier. And my point is to sit here and say, is this
so it's easier, but they couldn't win. So what does that say about them?
They didn't want to be in the bubble. That's what it says. They didn't want to be in the bubble.
Okay, so it's mentally harder. So it's physically easier, but mentally harder.
Ben Baller. My argument is to sit.
This is light work, dog.
No, it's not. You just don't.
They didn't want to be there, so they quit.
Ben Baller, you just don't know how to. You don't know how to comprehend. My point is to sit here and say is that when you look at the bubble, right? There's teams that was easier for. It was easier for older players. It was easier for younger stars because they didn't have no pressure to play with. For a team like the Clippers, who was not connected there, right, and didn't have the chemistry and continuity, it was harder for them mentally because at the end of the day, they just didn't want to be there. That's the shit that you're not getting, Big Baller. You're not comprehending your brain.
Sounds like it was, in your opinion, physically easier, but mentally harder. Correct?
Oh, you said what?
It was physically easier, but mentally harder.
Physically easier, mentally harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. It was easier in one aspect, which everybody had to deal with, and it was mentally harder in one aspect. Everybody had to deal with it. So it knocks itself out.
Yeah, but that just because it was physically easier, that don't mean that everybody will sit here and compare it to the regular season environment. Actually, when we talk about physically easier, I think it was physically the norm. I think it was the normal compared. But I'm talking about when we talk about terms of environment, travel, and shit like that as well, right? That was out of the norm when we talk about real regular season environment. That's the point what I'm saying. So, like I said, do you think that the bubble represented real NBA environment? Yes or no?
No. I don't. Obviously, it wasn't a normal set.
That's why I sat there and said it's a YMCA championship.
Yeah, but the Lakers would have had the number one seed, so it would have been irrelevant. They would have
had one more. They wouldn't have had the. You wouldn't know that they had number one seed in the
They had the number one. They had the number one seed though. They had it.
They wouldn't. My point is sitting there say they wouldn't have the number one seed in the NBA.
Okay, you're going off a hypothetical. I'm going off of reality. They had the number one seed.
I'm going off of basic facts. My fact is
the fact is they had the number one seed.
The fact of sitting there and say the Lakers wouldn't have the number one seed. We wouldn't know what their record would be like, right? If the fucking NBA season didn't fucking shut down. We wouldn't know that, bro. We wouldn't know.
How old? Hold on, real quick. How old was the Milwaukee Bucks that year, on average?
I don't know. You tell me. Do you have the age?
The average for the team was 28.73. The average for the Lakers, slightly higher, was 29. When did Milwaukee lose in the bubble? Out of curiosity.
You said what?
They lost in the second.
When did Milwaukee lose in the bubble in the playoff?
Yeah, when Giannis
lost in the second round.
Second round when Giannis.
So they're like literally not even a year older on average. They're like 2 months old. Lakers are like 2 months older than them on average.
Giannis got
hurt. Somehow they got the same rest and lost in the second round. This shit's stupid.
Yeah, because Giannis got hurt, dumbass.
Okay. When he got hurt, were they losing?
No, they were. Was Giannis hurt? Yes or no? Was Giannis hurt? Yes or no?
He was hurt, but were they losing the game? Yes or no?
Was he hurt? Yes or no?
He was hurt. Were they losing the game? Yes or no?
How many games did Giannis miss in that series?
A few games. I don't know the exact number.
So he did miss a few games. So you are missing context on that.
Wait, hold on. Did he benefit from rest? Did he benefit from rest?
Did he benefit from rest?
So he got rest and still got hurt, right?
Yeah, he got hurt. What's your point?
And he had rest too, right?
Yo, who's breathing like this?
I don't know. Someone's snoring, bro.
Now, what you said? What you said, Ben Mark? I'm love cooking your ass. What you said?
Hold on, one second.
Like I said, that bubble was fake as fuck, bro.
Hey, can I get my words up? So I wanted to say the reasons why I stopped taking LeBron serious. Now I do recognize he did have 2 primes and stuff in the Heat and the Cavs and stuff, but the reason why I stopped taking him serious because the media, he gets all the praises and stuff when they win, but when they lose, it's this person's fault, it's the fans' fault, it's this role player's fault, it's his age, he's too old and stuff. And also, what got on my nerves is during the 2016 finals, nobody don't realize, but he got Draymond suspended during that whole series, and that's how they wound up winning the championship because the Warriors didn't have their best defender and stuff.
Skip Bayless points, bro. Fucking Skip Bayless.
I'm just telling
bro.
Hey, get this, guys. Giannis got hurt in Game 4 of that series. They were already fucking down in the series.
But he still got hurt. Your point.
He got hurt after they already getting their ass whooped.
Yeah, but he still got hurt. So you don't know if they would have came back and fucking won the series. You don't judge the series because of fucking goddamn.
They were down 0-3, Mookie.
Bruh.
They were down 0-3. Miami.
They were not down 0-3. What are you talking about?
Let me pull it. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure they were either down 2-1 or
0-3. Bro, stop lying, bro. He didn't get hurt, bro. He did not fucking. They were not down 0-3.
I think it was
right here, Mookie. They were down 0-3. I'm gonna put it on my background. I'll put it on my background.
Didn't they get a game on? I think they got a game on what they was facing the Celtics. I believe. I think they got a game on those Warriors. Or was it
we're talking about Milwaukee, dude. We're talking about Milwaukee, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, what's good, fellas?
Oh, can you not do hold on?
Yeah, go ahead, P. What you got on this shit, bro?
Hey, man, yeah, I'm listening to y'all, man. Good shit. Yo, Ben, you tripping, man. Like, yo, everybody got the same rest, but it's not the same rest. Injury-prone players are going to benefit from 5 months rest more than younger players who need to stay active, who lose their fucking motivation and all that kind of stuff.
Did the Bucks have injury-prone players? Did the Bucks have injury-prone players?
I'm not talking about the Bucks. I'm talking about the Lakers. AD.
That same thing applies to the Bucks, though.
No, it
hold
doesn't.
Hold on.
It doesn't apply.
That same thing applies to the Bucks.
No,
He
it
cut
doesn't
them
apply
out.
to the Bucks. So first of all,
How does
AD,
it not apply to the Bucks? They were
because if
just
you
as
let
old as
me
the
answer
Lakers,
it, I could tell you, but you
and
gotta
they
let
had
people
injury-prone
talk,
players
dog.
as well.
No, they don't. It's not like AD. First off, you said
It's
facts.
not
You
like
like to.
AD.
Well,
Okay, how
let
many
me
times? How
explain
many
it.
times has Giannis been hurt?
Hold
How
on,
many times has
Yo,
Giannis been hurt?
Giannis never
not
had
like AD.
Not,
First off,
hold on. Before that season, Giannis never had no season-ending injury. Ben Baller.
right. So AD
AD
has
had
a
multiple
proven history.
health
That was
problems,
already the case. When AD, before it was shut down, he had back and knee issues. That was happening before. LeBron already.
You're breaking up, bro.
LP
Did
breaking
he
up.
break up for everybody else?
Yeah, you getting cooked, bro.
He's not, because your whole criticism is
Don't know that if they would
rest
have played
benefits
the full,
age.
you don't know if they would have played the
You
full
don't
season.
know if
You
AD would have been
don't.
fine.
Okay, but I can
And
prove.
you
But
don't know
I
if
have
AD would have been
no.
fine.
But I
I
have
could pull that right back
history.
on you.
But there's a history because I can
There's
prove
also a
before.
history of him.
No,
There's also a
not
history of
like
him playing
AD.
full seasons.
No. When?
Did he play the full? Hold on. Did he play? Hold on. Did he play in
Before the
2023?
season prior,
Did he
what do you?
play in 2023? Did he get
Did they
hurt in
miss? Did they
2023
miss
and
the
come
play?
back and
What
play?
happened in 2023? What happened with the
No,
Lakers
Ben
in
He
Baller,
played
2023?
all the
Ben
way
Baller,
through the
Ben
postseason.
Baller, Ben Baller,
What?
what happened? What happened? Even there's been years. Even if you look at before 19 and 20, Anthony Davis literally gets hurt. And in 2018, 2019, he played 56 games, right? 61 games in 2015, 2016. Like he was missing games during the injuries. Even after those years, he would miss games. The only
It's
time
the
when Anthony
pattern,
Davis,
dog. It's
Everybody, hold on. There's a difference between missing games and being able to play, especially come postseason time. In 2023, he played all the way through the postseason. So your argument of he was dealing with some back soreness and this and that. You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea if he would have been able to play in
He was
2020.
hopping throughout the whole postseason. What are you talking about, bro?
Ben, the difference is that
Yes,
we have a
2023.
We have a history of
he was
him
hopping throughout
being
the whole entire
injured.
postseason.
Yeah, he has a history of being
Anthony
injured
Davis was healthy in
before
2023.
and after. And what
No,
happened
he
in
was not, bro.
2023? What
In the
happened that season?
postseason?
What happened?
No.
What
year?
happened to
Because
the
Mookie's
Lakers in
talking, you talk.
2023? You brought up 23. What happened in 23? Did they win or not?
2023. We're
happened?
talking about health. Are we talking about health or are we
but
talking about winning?
No, you
I'm
brought
not
up
going to let you move the
2023.
goalpost.
You brought up 20.
In terms
no,
of
you're
health,
moving the
you brought
goalpost.
up
You
health.
brought up 2023. Yes. So what
In
happened
terms
in
of health,
2023?
not winning, that's a different team. You're talking
What
about health.
happened in 2023? Did they
Anthony
win or
Davis
lose?
was healthy and played in the postseason in a
And what
full year.
happened?
So your argument
And
of,
what happened?
well, we don't know if he would have got hurt or not. That's a different
He
team.
didn't play. He was injured in 2023. He
That you
had
can't
injury
compare
issues. He didn't play the
2023's
full season.
roster to 2020's
You brought
roster,
up
especially in
2023.
2020. Hold on,
You brought
is
up
2020?
2023.
Okay, is 2023's team as good as 2020 Lakers?
Can't call it. Well, one and
Are
one
you
did
fucking?
it.
This guy's retarded. Get him out of here.
Okay, no.
This guy's actually
Stop it.
retarded,
No,
bro.
what happens
You
is
think
that
you can't call
bro,
it? They were the number one seed in
Bro, it
2020.
doesn't
Are you
matter if you're
slow?
arguing basketball
They
or
were,
anything else.
They
You're
were
gonna pick and
They were in
choose
the
and start
play-in
moving
in
subjects
2023.
around,
What
and
are
then
you
you don't let
talking
people
about?
talk, bro.
They were in the play-in in 2023, and you can't call it.
By your logic, in 2020, you're saying that the
What are
bubble,
we
that ring
doing?
was harder, right? You're saying that the Clippers and everybody else, this was the hardest one
Yeah, these
mentally or
guys-
physically,
No,
whatever.
my
Okay,
actual
cool.
argument for the argument for the bubble is that it has the same value as any other ring because they all played in the same environment. If you're going to start arguing harder and easier, as you saw with me and Mookie, because I deep fried Mookie on this already, is you can't make a good argument because they all played in the same environment. They all had to deal with the same amount of rest. That's why I brought up the Milwaukee Bucks, who were literally a couple months younger than the Lakers did. They got bounced in fucking 5 games in the second round. So you can't even do that. I mean, it's just a bad argument.
It's not a bad argument. The thing is that you like to pick and choose when to use context. What Mookie was saying, even if you don't directly agree with it, is that the shit affects people differently. Travel affects people differently. You cannot say that an injury-prone LeBron at that time and AD then didn't benefit for 5 months off when their record had already proven prior that he wasn't able to last the full season.
You have no idea.
And
Once
then you're
again, you
saying-
have no idea.
Ben Baller, this is the thing that you're not understanding. A team with veteran leadership and strong chemistry and established identity is like naturally built better from a type of isolated environment. So when you have a team with chemistry, new stars, and weak leadership, like they're gonna obviously disconnect.
They would have had that regardless, though.
No. But my point is sitting there saying that the bubble means that it's valuable than any other championship because everybody was in the same room or they were in the same environment, shit like that. Is being disingenuous because just because you're in the same environment, that'll mean that there's going to be teams on the roster who plays better in isolated situation, who plays better when there's not a lot of crowd, who plays
That's
better
on them.
No, but that doesn't mean that it has the same effect yourself. You literally just said,
look, what you're saying there is it was hard for everybody but LeBron and the Lakers.
Ben baller. You're literally cooking yourself. If it was the same thing and everybody had the same environments, everybody had the same shit, so it's a harder championship compared to what it was in real normal environment. Then, like I said, why is who the fuck is? My point is sitting there saying, why is everybody is not benefited for the same thing? You know why? Because everybody has different type of advantages. It depends on the same type of play. It depends on different type of player. That's what I'm saying.
Mookie, all you said right there was it was harder for everybody but the Lakers.
That's not what I sit there and said. I'm saying that acting like the bubble was identical to the norm of title run is stupid.
They would have benefited. It's home court advantage.
No, it does not. Because
it's in the name.
When you remove travel, remove true home games, you remove home court advantage, and remove crowds, and remove a completely different mental environment and shit like that, right? Then like I said, it's not
home court advantage.
Environment. There's some players in the NBA that feast on playing normal environment. That's what they used to. When they have a schedule, that's what they used to. So to sit there and say that just because everybody is in the same environment, that there's players in the fucking goddamn environment that are going to have the same benefits as the other players. No, it's not, because it's different players. That's what I'm
Mookie, all you're saying is it's harder for pretty much everybody else because they couldn't. The environment's harder. That one, two, it's in the name. Home court advantage. The Lakers would have had, guess what? Home court advantage in a normal setting. You're
no, they would not, because you don't. Hold on, Ben Baller, that's a dumb take because you don't know if the Los Angeles Lakers would have kept that one seed if the season would have continued.
Oh my God, bro. Here's what I know for a fact: they had the one seed.
Yeah, dumbass. What I'm saying that they would not. I'm saying you wouldn't know that the Los Angeles Lakers would have had the one seed because they were only.
I don't have to play what if though. They had.
They were only a half a game back for the Los Angeles Clippers. You would not know the Lakers would have kept that one seed if real normal basketball environments would have continued. That's what I'm saying.
Could they have kept it?
No, they weren't gonna keep it.
You have no way of knowing. That's my fucking point. They could have. They couldn't have. The fact of the matter is, even if you want to play hypothetical games, even if you want to play hypothetical games, they could have still had the number one seed. And if they still had the number one seed, guess what? They would have had home court advantage. And they would have had
the number one seed.
You don't know that. There's no way of knowing.
AD was hurt before the.
There's no way of knowing if they would have had home court or not. There's literally no way to know.
This is crazy, bro.
Yeah, Ben Baller.
I know it's hard when you can cook like this, man.
No, you're getting
how you cooking somebody.
You're saying
I've really got you guys to admit so many
over talking isn't
hilarious.
Cooking, dog. Over talking isn't cooking.
I've gotten you to admit it's harder mentally. It's harder for everybody but the Lakers.
Chat, the fact.
I mean, it's hilarious.
Hey, chat. The fact that he said that. The fact that you don't understand, you're not understanding what is home court advantage. When we sit there and say, when you look at home court advantage and how it's used to, it matters in a normal basketball environment. The bubble removed that dynamic, and
yes, it removed an advantage from the Lakers. Yes, thank you.
Hold on, no, they move advantage for every fucking team in the NBA.
Then the Lakers would have had
different. There would have been a different result. And my point is,
the Lakers would have had that. Though.
My point is to sit there and say you cannot assume that the Lakers would have kept that one seed at the.
And you can't assume that they wouldn't have had the one seed.
But Ben, you know what we could assume based off of we could assume.
We don't know. We don't know if they would have had the one seed, so they could have had an advantage.
That's why I say
we know. They could have had an advantage. They could have had an advantage, but because of the bubble, they for sure didn't.
What?
How can you
They
say that?
could have had an advantage,
How
a
can
home
you
court
say that,
advantage,
though?
a possibility of having it, but because of the bubble, they for sure 100% did
I'm
not have
saying
that
because of
advantage.
the bubble, we never. Hold on. I'm saying because of the bubble, we never got to see how the season would have naturally would have finished under normal NBA conditions. That's what I'm saying.
I know before the bubble they had the number 1 seed, correct?
But we
Yes,
also know
only half
before the
game back.
bubble, the
Okay, but
previous
they
year, they
still
missed
had
the.
it. So why wouldn't I?
You don't.
Why wouldn't I
Hold on,
believe that they would have kept it?
Baller, you don't determine the 1 seed. You don't determine the 1 seed in NBA off of fucking a game in early March. You don't determine the 1 seed off of early March.
And you don't know if they would have kept it or not. I'm leaning on the fact that they had it.
Yeah, but I'm leaning on the fact
that
I'm leaning on the fact that both teams was a half game back from the 1 seed.
Okay, so they could they have had the 1 seed?
And I'm leading to the fact that the Clippers had the easiest remaining schedule of that season in normal basketball environments. I'm leading to that.
Could they have kept the 1 seed, Mookie?
Who?
The Lakers. Was it possible for them to keep the 1 seed?
I don't think the Lakers.
How can you say it's not possible for the team that was the 1 seed to keep the 1 seed?
Because they were only a half game.
Because AD stayed injured.
Okay, that doesn't mean that there wasn't a possibility that they could have kept it. You don't know.
AD stayed
The point is the bubble took that away.
AD stayed injured.
You don't.
This is what we do know. They missed the. This is what we. This is what we do know.
What would have happened to AD? Nobody knows.
This is what we do know. This is what we do know off of the history. The year prior, they missed the playoffs. 1 year, they win the bubble. Every year after that, they either missed the playoffs.
They argued about 20.
So we're going to
or get swept.
We're talking about the bubble. What are we doing, bro?
That's
I believe.
I
believe.
I don't want to put a nigga in the
I
show,
believe.
man.
I believe AD would have got injured if they played a full season. That's why I'm.
Bro, you have no way to know that. This is like crazy, bro. You have no way to know that.
But
the history shows that most likely he would have been injured.
Also shows that he's capable of not being injured.
My point
so we don't know.
My point is sit there seeing the 2020 bubble. If y'all look at it removes so many core elements that would fucking define the NBA basketball season.
And my point is that the bubble actually took away them going back to back. That's my point.
How? Like, explain that.
That's point, bro.
Yeah, sure. I believe, because they were still the best team. I think they were the best team.
They
period
were not
that
the
year.
best team in the NBA.
Okay, they were still the best team. Period that year. I think they would have won the championship regardless.
No, they were not.
Wait, let him explain it. Let him explain it. Let him get the logic out. All right, go ahead.
If there's a reason they call the 2021 championship the injury ring. There's a reason for that because all the teams that went deep into the playoffs that year ended up getting hurt the following year because there was a shortened off season.
Yeah, but y'all were not.
AD had no AD. Basically, they played. Basically, they played like 2 seasons straight. They basically played 2 seasons straight.
Yeah,
that was also the year Solomon Hill injured LeBron, and that was the year that. The point is.
All right, so hold on.
With a healthy break, they would have had time to rest in offseason and play 2 straight years.
Hold on. With Ben Baller's argument is that when we saw the Lakers in a normal basketball environment, they got put out the fucking first round. That's what you're arguing. When we saw Lakers in a full basketball environment where they had to travel, where they had to hit the road, there was no fucking goddamn. Were
either of those Lakers teams the best team in the league?
Hold on.
You're comparing. This is funny. You're comparing playing teams to the best team in the league.
You said what?
How are you going to compare Lakers teams that were they weren't good teams? They were playing teams. To the number 1 seed in the West in 2020. Totally different team.
Ben Baller, I'm saying you're making an argument for me. When you sat there and said that, the Lakers, the bubble stopped the Lakers from making a deep postseason run. I would tell you why the bubble stopped y'all niggas from making 2 going back to back because you know why? Because y'all was not in the environment, y'all was not in the bubble environment the next following season. That's the reason why I stopped y'all from going back to back. Because at the end of the day, when the Los Angeles Lakers decided to compete in a normal basketball environment, not only Anthony Davis was getting hurt, not only LeBron James was getting hurt, not only y'all got put out in the first round, but there was teams that was significantly better than y'all. That's why real normal basketball environments matter, nigga. You've been cooked.
And also, didn't
So
they?
first of all, it had It had nothing to do with travel. It had nothing to do with travel. It had to do with the fact.
Hold on.
It had nothing to do with travel. It had to do with the off season. That's before games are even played.
If it had nothing to do with travel, then tell me how the Lakers was the most healthiest in the bubble, and they were one of the most unhealthiest when the travel got introduced, and they had to get on the plane. They had
the injuries. Hold on, the injuries came from the shortened off season, Mookie, not the travel.
Ben, so you're saying real quick,
Ben Baller. That's my point. My point is to sit here and say when y'all didn't have no travel, when the fucking hotels was like 5 minutes away, y'all were at y'all fucking healthiest. Y'all was LeBron was healthy, Anthony Davis was healthy, everybody was healthy in the bubble. But when they started saying, you know what, take away this bubble environment shit. Let's put fans in this business. Let's travel and shit. Y'all was first round exits. Y'all missed.
It had nothing to do with the travel, Mookie. It had to do with the short off season.
Okay, so Ben, so you're saying that the off season, the travel is irrelevant. So okay, Ben, so cool. Let's follow your logic. So a shortened season hurt them. Right, because they didn't have enough time.
Not a shortened season. A shortened off season. They basically had no. They basically had no off season.
Right. Follow you. All right, let's follow that. So your logic is that a shortened off season hurt them, but a long break in between the season didn't benefit them. So those 5 months before the lockdown happened, that time frame didn't help them, but that short season hurt them. So that means if short timing hurts them, that means that long time helps them. So a team with AD. And LeBron and Dwight Howard and Rondo, you had 4 Hall of Fame starters on that team that were all old as shit. They benefited from those 5 months, specifically AD and LeBron. So then you're saying when the season was shorter,
they benefited in the same way the Milwaukee Bucks benefited because they were pretty much the same age in the bubble. And are you? Let me put it like this: Are you going to put? Hold on. Are you going to put? Hold on. Why did the Milwaukee Bucks not benefit? Why did the Milwaukee Bucks not benefit in the same way the Lakers did?
You said what? Giannis got injured.
Okay,
their best player got injured.
Barbecue.
No, it's not barbecue. Barbecue from New York.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Like not real barbecue.
So who got injured? Who got injured in 2021? Who got injured in 2021 in the postseason?
A lot of people got injured. What do you mean? Like, what are you
trying to get at? Who got injured in the postseason in 2021 on the Lakers?
Anthony Davis. You're proving our point, bro.
Anthony Davis when they were up 2-1, right?
You're making our point for us, bro.
No, I'm making my point, actually. Because here's what's funny. My argument is in 2020, they win the championship regardless. If you want to then say, well, it's because of age, it's because of age. Well, I'm not gonna put that same standard on Milwaukee because Giannis got hurt, and I'm saying due to the offseason, it affected the turnaround for everybody.
No, but the thing is that you're bleeding. You're bleeding one thing with the other.
You can also put that same grace on the Lakers.
No, the thing is that you're bleeding it in. Giannis getting injured is Giannis getting injured. That's not to say that just because everybody had time off to get healthy doesn't mean that injuries still couldn't happen. It just means that the team that's going to benefit the most from that break is going to be the team with 5 starters where 4 of them are all older.
Does not having rest contribute to injuries? Because here's the facts of the matter.
Does having rest help you recover from injuries?
Here's the reality. We know for sure Anthony Davis and the Lakers were injured along with a lot of teams in the league due to the short rest. We don't know for sure. We have no idea of knowing if Anthony Davis or the Lakers wouldn't have just kept rolling in 2020.
What we do know is that AD and LeBron from the previous year already had injury issues. That's why LeBron missed a ton of his first time in LA, which is why they missed the playoffs.
Year. They were healthy in 2020.
But not the whole time. AD was already missing games, dog. Even when they were number one, he was already having.
There's a difference between missing games and having season-ending injuries. Those are two very different things.
But some players have an extended period of missed injuries. No, you're operating off of what if.
I'm not.
No, your what if is that they would have still been in the first place and they would have won. That's your what if. What I'll say is that we have 6 seasons of LA before and after. What do you mean? What's the big? Okay, what I'm going to say is
the team that had the 1 seed keeps the 1 seed. What's a bigger league? The team that had the 1 seed keeps the 1 seed that was considered the best team in the league, wins the championship, or that doesn't happen.
You're talking about
the chance. Well, first off, so 2 things. First, you would have to have a history that the number 1 seed always wins the ring. That rarely, if ever, happens. So you're making it seem like just because you're number 1 in February, that somehow you're going to win in the finals. That rarely, if ever, happens. That's the history of this, right? Then second of all, we can
win the championship. Wow, crazy.
Then the next thing is that we have a history from LeBron, from when he joined LA. They have 1 ring. Every year after that, they either got swept or they got gentlemen swept or they missed the playoffs. That's multiple Hall of Famers. So you can't just say that the next year after that, when AD is out of the team and they miss the playoffs, or when they get bounced in the first round, that somehow in 2020 that wasn't going to happen. We have the history that shows it.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. They kept the majority of that championship roster.
No, they didn't. No, they
yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Dwight was out the next year, so was Rondo.
That roster would have came back with rest after winning a championship. Now, if you want to talk about later years, obviously the later years, the roster was not nearly as good. Everybody knows that.
Who's to say that, though? Because you had Westbrook and you had AD, right? And who pressed for that trade? You also got rid of Vogel, right?
That's 2022.
Exactly. But and then we got off of it because we're talking about AD, because when I got on with this guy, we were talking about LeBron. At the point, was LeBron still considered the best player in the league? Did they not have multiple Hall of Famers each of those years after and not before the bubble? I'll give him before the bubble.
I got to point this out. You keep naming Hall of Famers. Were these they're Hall of Famers because of what they did in their prime? These are players that are at the end of their careers. There's no point in bringing up Hall of Famers.
Yes, and there's a reason why LeBron always goes and makes sure that he gets those type of players on his teams. That's why he always tries to get a mix of veterans and young players, because they know what they're doing. So when you have a rest period before going into the bubble and you're playing against kids who need to stay active and everything else.
Conspiracies?
No, it's not about that. What we're saying is
you just said he does that going into a bubble situation.
I said I said he historically always goes for veterans. So then it just so happens that when they're going into the bubble, they benefit from it because you had 4 Hall of Fame older players starting on that team who could all benefit from 5 months rest. To your logic, if you're going to say that a short off season affects players, that means a long break helps them. So who does it help more? Older players that are injury prone.
Well, first of all, it helps everybody.
That's your logic.
Secondly,
it doesn't help everybody.
It does help everybody.
No, it doesn't, because
everybody gets the same amount of rest. In the same way, if you don't get rest, it also doesn't help you.
No, but everybody doesn't get the same amount of rest. It doesn't help everybody the same.
The comparison is right here. We know for a fact AD got hurt due to that. We don't know at all.
You don't know that for a fact that's why it happened.
That is why. That's what they contributed to. Is the break? Is a short break. And secondly,
So then the long break helped him. So the long break helped him.
Right.
I'm saying they were the best team regardless, whether they had a break or not. And you're going off of what we don't know.
You're going off of the what if. You're just assuming that because they're in first place, you think that what your assumption is better than everybody else's, when history says that just being in the first place doesn't automatically mean that you're going to win. And there's no proof that AD was going to stay injured the whole time.
I would take the first place to win the championship over the other teams. Duh.
That's you. I don't always bet first place.
You're not
Atlanta. How many West? Okay. So by your logic, every time that when LeBron was in Cleveland, they were never the first seed. Did you ever think that Atlanta or Toronto was going to beat them because they were in the first seed? Did you ever think that Cleveland wouldn't win?
They were the 1 seed. I just said it's not just the fact that they were the 1 seed. They were also just the best team in the league.
No, but you're basing that they're the best team off of them being number 1.
They were the best team because they were the best.
But the Clippers had a winning record against them at that time.
No, they were 2-2 actually.
No, they were not. They were 2.
No, they weren't. Not before the bubble.
It's the regular season. Well, it's also the regular season, so I don't even care. Regular season.
They were number one in the regular season only.
I mean, I don't care what they did against them in the regular season. That's irrelevant.
But you care that they were number one in the regular season enough to try to force that they would have won. I'm going to bet on number one. So you're betting off the regular season number one.
I'm saying it's not just that they were the number one seed. They were also just the best team, period.
No, your assumption is that they were the best team, and your main point that you're holding on is that because they're number one. If I ask you, no, because if I ask you, why do you think they were the best team? You've been saying because they were number one. So the number one to you holds weight to your argument.
It's not just that they were number one. It's that they were the most dominant, best team in the league.
They were not the most dominant, best team in the league. How can you be the most dominant and you lost to the Clippers twice?
They also had
twice. They got blown out.
I don't care if they lost to the Clippers twice. The Atlanta Hawks beat.
So you're not the most dominant.
Just because you lose 2 games doesn't make you not the most dominant team. That's 2 games in an entire season.
And just because number one doesn't automatically mean that you're going to win it and stay number one.
Yeah, but if you're going to take a team to win the championship, you're probably going to take the team that wins the most with championship players on that team too. On top of that, over teams that aren't doing that.
It depends.
If you're placing a bet, if you're going to Vegas and placing a bet, you're probably putting money on that team to win the championship over other teams. That doesn't guarantee the number one seed with a bunch of championship pedigree on is going to win, but you're probably going to lean that way.
It really depends. It has to be a full season, in my opinion. Yes, it does. Because if this was Cleveland LeBron, I don't care who's in first place because I'm going to bet LeBron, no matter where he fits in the seed. So you can't just say that that's going to be the case. There's been mad teams until OKC proved.
You said you bet onto put that LeBron. You say you bet onto a team with a bunch of championship Hall of Famers and all this, and you're not going to put money on them to win ship. Are you like what are we doing?
No, because that's not the same Braun. And he had already been having. You're trying to say
2020 Braun is one of the best Brauns.
Kawhi or Anthony Davis?
You crazy?
2020 Braun is one of the best Brauns. What are we talking about,
bro? LeBron stopped playing defense already by the time he got to LA.
He played great defense.
He had already historically been a lazy defensive player. If you look at the defensive
stats, play great defense. 2020 he played great defense.
He did not great defense by his standard of the amount of defense that he played.
Look
up his defensive ratings every year that he's been in LA and in Cleveland. Literally, the narrative in Cleveland was that LeBron is saving himself for the offense and for the playoffs. So he had already dropped dramatically in defensive win shares and everything else, as in the hundreds. It's not like at best in 2020, he was maybe in the top 15, top 20. When you look at all those other years before and after, he's in the bottom hundreds of defensive win shares and everything. The closest that he came isn't even 2020. It might have been like 21 or 22, one of those years when he played better defense.
Hey, Bomb. He had the 8th overall defensive rating, dumbass motherfucker.
In a short season in the bubble, right? That's what I said. Maybe 10 to 15. Okay, now go to 21, go to 22, go to 23, go to 24, go to 19, go to 18, go to 17.
Hold on, big baller. Hold on, bro.
Slide them puppies so you can't.
Hold on, bro. Let me mute your bitch ass.
I don't know what he said.
Defense, individual defensive rating does not mean that you're actually playing defense, bro. So stop using that dumbass statement, baller. You're casual. You don't even know how defensive rating is actually measured.
Yeah.
The issue has been is that if you're looking up the stats before and after,
that he had one of his best defensive years in 2020. The numbers show that.
So why doesn't the team results show that when he's on the floor? Why they don't say that he's one of the best? He's impacting the team as elite defender
in 2020 specifically.
Yes.
I gotta look at the numbers, but he wasn't the best defender on his team. So I would also look at when was Anthony Davis on the court.
No, I'm saying when LeBron James was on the floor, they were literally one of the worst defense on the court.
How can he be one of the worst defensive performers? He has one of the best defensive ratings.
You said what?
How could he be one of the worst defensive in performance, but has one of the best defensive ratings?
On and off.
All right, let me go. I'm gonna look that up right now. Hold on.
Yeah, look it up. In a shortened season, of course, there's less games, so there's less room for him to fuck up on defense the way he's historically been for a player that great. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the biggest knocks on LeBron. If you go back to the Cleveland days, if you go to every year in LA, maybe except for 2020 in a shortened season where he's balling his ass off because they had a point to prove, I don't knock the motivation the Lakers had for winning it. I don't think the bubble is as impressive as a regular season. And based off y'all arguments about, how much time and everybody had the same rest, I just don't agree with that logic. But historically, LeBron, since going back to Cleveland, has not been a great defender, especially team defense.
Right. Damn, Ben Ball, you getting your ass cooked.
Bro, I've been frying this guy. This dude said first of all, he had one of the best defensive ratings that year. First of all, you can't just generalize things, right? Some years I agree LeBron wasn't that great on defense because it depends on what workload he had to deal with. But in 2020, there's no question he was one of the best defenders in the league.
What? Are you retarded? Nigga, no, he was not. Yeah, you don't know basketball, bro. And using defensive rating, bro, using defensive rating when he was surrounded by other great defenders is another dumb take, another casual take. You don't know basketball, bro.
Right. That's actually one of the. First off, you have a defensive coach in Frank Vogel, and then you're playing with Dwight, AD, Rondo next to you, all great defensive players.
And Alex Caruso and KCP. Like, you don't know basketball, bro.
Okay, so do you hold that against other great players?
Other great players like who?
Like MJ, for example.
Nah, because MJ has defensive player of the year. He's all first team defense.
Did he win that every year?
He was first team D like every year, 9 years.
Did he benefit from having some of the greatest defenders ever on his team?
Winning in total, yes, but he still individually already had first team D.
Easier on defense because he had Rodman and fucking Pippen on his team.
But he was already on.
But that's a bad argument because his individual defensive ratings speak for themselves. It'd be one thing if he wasn't first team All D.
Thank you for cooking yourself.
That was 1 year when he was not first team All D. Was LeBron first team All D? No, because you brought up MJ and you're saying you made a general statement. You said don't generalize. You made a general statement about. You made a general statement about how MJ had helped all them years. So you brought up all them years. And we're telling you all them years, MJ was the first team all D all them years.
I'm saying if you're going to discount his defense that year just because of what he's surrounded by, you got to do the same for MJ.
No, it's not the same.
So you're not consistent. Thank you.
No, it's not. It's not about being inconsistent. It's that LeBron.
I know, for you, it isn't about being consistent.
MJ was first team All D all those years. Scotty was not always first team, and neither was Rodman. Period. Rodman wasn't with him those first 3 years when they had rings. Wait, having what?
Did having two all-time defensive players help make it easier on him to play defense? Like you're trying to say for LeBron?
Of course, but that's not the argument. Cool. I'm not saying no. That's what you like to do. You like try to pick at a point and eliminate all the other contexts that we're speaking on. What we're saying is that with LeBron, who previous years had bad defensive shares, after had bad defensive shares, that 1 year when you're surrounded with great defenders, it benefited you. MJ, before Scotty and Rodman, first team All D defensive player of the year. When Rodman wasn't there, he did it. When Scotty was out and not doing that, he did it. That's the context. Of course, playing with good defensive players is going to make you win better. That's why LeBron won better. But individually, it's not the same.
Hey, D-Rock, would you say that LeBron is a better scorer than SGA all time? Like SGA a better scorer than LeBron all time?
What you mean by best scorer?
Like putting the ball to the basket, skill.
You mean a 3-level score?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I could say that, but we really don't know at this time. But he's more efficient. Right. I give him that.
Who, LeBron?
Hell no, SGA.
All right, Mookie, you said the defensive rating was worse when he was off the court, or better?
Worse.
when he was off the court.
Yes.
So the defense for the team got worse when he got off the court, correct?
This dude a lawyer, man. Using them lawyer tactics. I don't even talk to him, man.
The answer would be yes. The defensive rating dropped when he left the court in 2020.
No, it did not.
Really? Okay. What was the on-off numbers defensively in 2020?
I'll pull it up. What year? 2020, 2019, 2020?
2019, 2020.
Why are y'all talking about 2020 anyway? 2019, 2020. Nobody talks about that.
See, when LeBron was on the floor, they had a 112 defensive rating. When he was off the floor, they had a 106. The lower, the better. You get cooked.
What source? Wait, hold on. What source you pulling that from? Because I have the opposite in front of me.
Basketball Reference.
All right, can you put it on the screen? I have the opposite.
Yeah.
All right, can you put it on the screen?
Yeah, Ben Ball is cooked, bro. Mookie, if SGA repeats,
wait, you gonna put it on the screen or what?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, convenient.
Mookie, if SGA repeats, are you putting him over Curry? Yes.
Oh,
I think
we're just saying anything today now, huh?
I think he's already a better basketball player than Curry.
Then what? Wow. Yes. Look, I was already kind of tripping when you asked somebody asked if SGA was already a better offensive player than LeBron. I'll debate Ben and anybody about LeBron and all that kind of stuff, but we got to chill a little bit before we get there. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Yeah, but I'm saying SGA basketball is played two ways, and SGA clears them defensively in a better score. So.
But you said better score though.
Yeah, the issue. I think the issue with LeBron is that when he started his mid range.
I'm not even talking about LeBron. I'm talking about Curry.
That you think that if he just wins one more, that he's better than Steph?
No, I already think he's a better basketball player than Steph Curry.
Damn, that's crazy. I was like, what's the logic behind that? Like, what's he doing that step that just puts you over?
He plays both sides of the ball.
I think both SGA and Curry have unbelievable gravity. I think they're like polar opposites where Curry pulls defenders off the basketball, like they could see, like they trap him when he comes full court. You know, they blitz him off the ball. He's creating so many cutting opportunities for his players to be able to score. He's spacing the floor at historical levels. But what SGA has done as a hub on the ball, he's been in the defense at elite rates. His ability to drive the ball to the basket was better than Curry. His ability to finish around the rim was better than Curry. He was a better mid-range shooter than Steph Curry, a mid-range scorer than Curry. And when you added the dimension of just being able to generate rim pressure and get into the rim and finish with 70% clip, while also being a 38 to 40% clip at you, and then you're scoring on higher volume than Curry while also being a better defender, then that result in you being better than Steph Curry, bro.
I can see if you think he's a better two-way player, because I think by default that's going to be the case on Steph. I also think that degree of difficulty matters, because it's hard to compare Steph at 6'2" compared to SGA and the type of games that they play and everything else. If SGA and I also look at historical context, right? So you have to do it over an extended period of time. So I won't just say that a player who's great for a year or two automatically within that time frame. No, I don't think it's a longevity thing, because I think that longevity does matter. Sorry?
You said long periods of time.
Right, Curry, exactly. Because you, it's not enough to just be. It's not enough to just be great for a year or two or three. When you start comparing, yes, you value a longevity of a consistent amount of winning that you have to catch up to. So it's not like it's like, okay, let's go with LeBron and MJ. I don't just say that because LeBron's been playing for 38 years and accumulated a ton of stats, that he's automatically better than MJ. But at the same time, I'm not going to go ahead and just say that because SJ had, let's say he has a great 2 years right now, right? And you can say these peak 2 years, I'll take him over Steph at any given time for one game, whatever. But when you start talking about career and everything else and what they have done in sports, it matters. You know what I'm saying? Like it just does.
I don't measure my criteria off of just strictly off of accolades and MVPs. But I think that matters when we talk about in terms of like, just
all time, who's greater,
and cherry on the top. But when I look at basketball players, I look at who was the better player, who was the most impactful player at their apex, and I think Steph is a more impactful player. He's a better.
So he's not. You can't say that he's more impactful than Steph.
He's a way better floor rate.
He's not, but he's not.
Bro, Mookie with that logic,
bro. There's no way that you can say that SGA is more impactful than Steph on his team for what Steph did for them. Like that. That's just, and then especially when you have to compare the positions. He's a point guard, and then the way that he generated and changed the way that you, even to your point, you talk about how his on-ball defense. I think it's not great, but I think it's also becoming underrated a little bit. They pick on him because he's small, but size to size, he's done pretty decent defensive playing. Especially like
his on-ball defense in the prime was below average. He was not good. SGA on-ball defense is above average. He's a plus defender while also being one of the best shot blocking guards in the NBA. So defensively, I have a gap over you. Then you're
for sure.
Then you're sitting there telling me that I'm a better driver than the basketball team. That means I've been defenses much better than you. When you look at Curry's
I wouldn't say that SJ is a better driver of the basketball than Steph.
Hold on, bro. When you look at Steph Curry's apex, part of Steph Curry's game was shooting a lot of threes. Steph Curry did not have the physicality and the strength to just go get a bucket out of any physical defender that was very, very physical with Steph Curry because he would get knocked out of position. But what helped Steph Curry is his ability to shoot it from everywhere on the court. His spacing, his shooting, his shot making was
which opened up his open lanes.
When you look up SGA does not have to make advanced reads. SGA tilts the defense at every level. The point they have to build a box around him. SGA scores from the post and from the mid-range better than Steph Curry. He shoots higher from the field than Steph Curry. And we're talking about terms of just shooting degree of difficulty. He's shooting 60% on 2-pointers for a guy that shooting a shot that people consider as being dead. So, like I said, he's a better floor raiser than Curry because we have never seen Curry be the main offensive hub and be able to lead a team to not only historical feats offensively and defensively, but also tell me.
I think you got a short-term memory. He literally won a chip without other great all-star players around his team. He leads his next team to a 72 and 9-win team.
Shai's never had a 2022 run, bro.
Right.
What year was that?
22.
22. So we're going to act like that he didn't have Hall of Fame impact like Clay and Draymond on the side?
They weren't that at that point. That's like saying Pippen was still something in 98.
Klay Thompson was still an elite floor space. You had Draymond Green, who was an all-time great defender, one of the best connected.
You don't think OKC has that too?
Right, and then on top of that, dog, we got
OKC does not have
OKC. This OKC team is deeper than that team.
Dog, the thing is that OKC was deeper than the 22 team, and then you have to look at the actual stats though too.
Hold on. My point is to sit here and say this is that when we sit there and compare Curry, nobody will sit there and say 2022 is Curry's peak. Everybody say 2016 is his peak. And 2016,
but 2022 is just a better run than anything Shai's had.
Right.
No, it was not.
Bro,
Draymond was averaging like 6 points. Clay was averaging like 14 points.
How much Jordan Poole average?
Shit, like 20-something, 22, 21.
What series did Shai have that's like the 2022 finals?
What you said? What?
Like what he did to Boston.
What he did to Boston, bro.
Against the top 10 defense in Minnesota in the conference finals.
Boston was the best team. They had the best defense that year, didn't it?
I believe so.
Minnesota had a top 5 defense, and I don't think we measure one playoff run off of one series. That's not how we do it.
Right. Well, okay. Well, exactly. To your point, that's where the history starts coming in because Steph has multiple seasons and multiple series. Like we only start looking at the finals. You forget about you forget about not because
you're making a
well. Remember,
I'm making a
no, it's not the longevity. It's the thing. It is impactful when they were down when they swept the Trailblazers with when they had Lillard and all them when they came back against Houston after KD went down. Right? When you talk about beating the Cavs in the finals, when you talk about beating, they were down 3-0 against OKC with KD and Harden and Westbrook, and came back and beat the
Hold on, you had great spacing, elite spacing, that a great offensive ecosystem that
because of him.
Be able to place the floor.
But that's because he's the one that creates the great spacing.
You're severely underrating the impact and the ability that Draymond Green concedes.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying, I think you're downplaying Steph's. The reason Draymond works is because Steph is able to create the space.
Nobody's saying that, but you're downplaying the impact that Klay Thompson provides on the court.
I agree with that.
He was also.
I do agree with that.
He's also guy that you run split actions on the top of the key. This is also guy that can run flares and be able to concede some type of gravity. You're downplaying that. You're downplaying
I'm not even bringing up.
You're downplaying that. Most of Steph Curry's impactful playoff runs came on the back when you had another all-time great scorer behind your side in Kevin Durant. You're downplaying that shit, brother.
No, it's not. It's not downplaying it. The issue is that you act like.
Just real quick on this. So the other thing with me though is like, and this, I know this is a vibes thing, but when I look at OKC, I'm not dreading Shai. I'm dreading the team and the depth. When I look at Warriors, I don't want to see Steph. That's who I don't want to see. It's less about the team. It's more about Steph.
But then Ben Baller, then you're not actually understanding the game. The problem, the reason why you're not understanding the game, part of the shit that makes that shit work is because the gravity and the impact of what Shai presents on the basketball court. He's a fourth quarter killer. He kills you in every clutch situation. So my point is this is that part of the reason why those guys can play at the level when Shai is not on the basketball floor is because he installed the ability to be able to be a guy that can be able to be maximized and play off the ball, use as a
and that same logic applies for Steph times 5, times 10 more than SGA.
Nobody's sitting here saying it, but Steph had way more offensive creators, way more offensive support cast than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's a fact. Shai didn't have no Klay. Shai didn't have no KD. Shai didn't even have no offensive player that was even talented like a Boogie Cousins. What are you talking about?
Well, Mookie, look, I think that the top of Golden State is obviously more stacked. But if we're talking about 1 through 10, though,
the fact that
I'm taking OKC.
The fact that Shai did not have no prime Klay, no KD, he didn't have no DeMarcus Cousins. Marcus Cousins still was really, really good as well, right? And he had no Jordan Poole. He didn't have those type of great offensive creator and still be able to lead the top tier or the number 1 ranked offense, a top 3 offense on a consistent basis, and lead them to deep post runs on a consistent basis as well, while also being the main offensive being the main creator, create everything.
Hasn't he only been deep in the playoffs twice? Hasn't he only been deep in the playoffs twice? But but here's my thing.
He's what? What you say?
Here's my thing. This last series is a perfect example, right? Their depth.
Bro, you cannot use. Let me cut you off for a minute. You cannot use last. You cannot use last. Hold on. You can't use last year's. Hold on. Time out. Let me cut this. Hold on. You cannot use last year's as an example because the Los Angeles Lakers have one of the worst point of attack defenders outside of Marcus Smart. So obviously you're sitting there and measuring. You know what I'm saying? The Oklahoma City Thunder playing well without Shai on the floor. But let's be honest. The Lakers, if you watch the game, the Lakers did not double, send no hard hedges, or any of the players that were actually giving them problems outside of SGA. So my point is to sit there and say that why do you think OKC was generating the most corner threes? Why do you think the Lakers defense breakdown after the first read was initially taken off? Because when you have a guy that gained so much attention, so much gravity, he impacts the game at higher levels and higher rates than any of those players.
So you gotta dread a nigga like Shai because he's fucking undefeated when it comes clutch time.
But Mookie, what series did Steph play in that the bench was the one that had the most significant impact?
The bench did not have the most significant impact.
That's where they won the first 3 games, was the bench.
No, they did not. That's a lie.
No, that's the facts.
That's a lie.
They went on their best runs when he was on the bench.
The bench don't win games because you also got to understand that the bench players is also playing against the Lakers bench. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and that matchup right there is what cooked the Lakers.
That's the problem. Is the depth.
My point is sitting there and saying the bench is playing against another bench team, so
they destroyed them.
Because are you closing out with the bench?
Look, Mookie, did you know the Lakers starters outscored the OKC starters in the first couple games?
Is the bench
and they won by 20?
Is the bench in the game for the most of the third quarter?
Yeah, they were.
No, they're not because SGA plays
in game 3.
You don't know basketball.
In game 3.
SGA
in
plays
game. Hold on, in game 3, wasn't Shai on the bench for the most of the third quarter?
You talking about? You said what?
In game 3, when the Lakers were actually up 5, and Shai was on the bench due to having 4 fouls. That's when they had their biggest run.
Nigga, that was not game 3. What are you talking about?
What? That was game 3.
No, it was not.
The game where he got a flagrant foul on Austin Reeves and he had to sit the majority of the third quarter?
I think that was game 2.
I'm pretty sure that was game 3, Mook.
I mean, regardless,
and they destroyed the Lakers when he was on the bench. Destroyed them. And the Lakers were up at one point.
So which hold on, let me ask you something. Which bench player that had a higher plus minus than SGA in game 3?
I think I got to look at the plus minus. I think they were close. I'm not sure they had higher, but I think they were close in the numbers.
Nobody was close. Just to let you know, Big Baller. Nobody.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Well, he plays the majority of the minutes, so he's going to benefit. Well, let me look it up real quick.
Okay, so I thought the bench player was carrying, but the fact is that
if you look at the most impactful period of the game, which was the third quarter,
I'm looking.
The Lakers were up at half.
On a Big Baller in game 3, SGA was a plus 24. No, the closest guy that had a higher plus minus off the bench was Casey Wallace was a plus 13 and Alex Caruso was a plus 11. Nobody had a higher plus minus off the bench than this nigga.
Okay, but Mookie, the most impactful part of the game, of that game specifically, was when he wasn't on the court because the Lakers were leading at half.
Yeah, like Mookie, it might not be a thing where one individual player, but the bench as a whole had more impact in that game.
Too. The point of the matter is when you're going against a below average defense, everybody is going to cook. Nobody was sitting there saying the bench was the reason why they beat the Suns when the Suns was a better defensive unit. Nobody's not sitting there saying that shit.
Right. And all I'm saying is that what you're saying could turn out to be true when SGA is able to do this over a consistent period of time. And I think you're downplaying Steph's impact way too much. Clay's never proven to be able to generate his own points.
I'm not downplaying Steph's impact, bro. My point is to sit there and say that Brandon Katz. I'm just sitting there saying you're just literally lying, bro. You're literally making out. He said that's a lie. The reason why OKC went on a big run with Shai out because LeBron was off the court and OKC doubled leads. That's a fact.
Okay. That's actually not, because there's a stat in the first 3 games. No, there's a stat in the first 3 games where they compared LeBron off the court to Shai off the court. Guess who won those minutes? Shai by like 40 points.
Shit. What do you mean?
They compared the plus minus when LeBron's off the court versus Shai. Who's off the court?
Who had a higher plus minus, LeBron or Shai?
He's going to have a higher plus. They're winning the games.
Okay,
but I'm talking specifically the game within the game.
So by your logic, you think LeBron had more? By your logic, you think LeBron had more impact than Shai because Shai's team can go on a run.
I think Shai. I'll put it like this, Mook. Shai has the easiest situation.
I'm asking
by your logic.
I'm asking you by your logic. Do you think LeBron has more impact because Shai's team is able to perform better when Shai is on the floor than compared to LeBron? Do you think LeBron has more impact than Shai?
No, I think Shai's got. Obviously, I think he's got more impact than this version of LeBron.
I'm talking about specific. Has more impact.
I'm talking about specifically in this series. Shai's impact on them winning the series was not as big.
Hold on. Who had more impact, Shai or LeBron in this series, bro?
In this series for their respective teams,
LeBron.
Yeah. I would say LeBron.
You think?
See,
LeBron,
the thing is that
hold on.
So move.
Hold on. Time out. You think LeBron James had a more impact than SGA when he had a better plus minus, and on top of that, he commanded more double teams, more gravity. The teams were literally sailing to beat him, and they were allowing LeBron to play 1-on-1 than SGA. That's a dumb take, bro.
No, okay. So the reason is so hear me out. The reason is because, again, like, numbers don't lie, but they don't always tell the whole truth. The thing is that if you take SGA out of this series, or if you limit him, if he gets fouled too much, OKC still wins this series. If LeBron at any moment is either off the court, or if he doesn't play good, the Lakers are done. That's why LeBron.
That's not how. Hold on, bro. Hold on. I respect you. Can cut you off because I think you lost. That's not how basketball works. Obviously, if you eliminate the best player out the series, that means the game plan will change. So that means that, okay, if JJ Races had to come in a series and sit there and say you don't have to worry about SGA in the series, obviously the game plan will change. So that means that either Aja Mitchell or the other perimeter creator initiator will get doubled.
Right, because they have the depth.
No, they would cook.
Can I tell you why that doesn't depth?
My point. Hold on. My point is
that doesn't work because they were cooking him when Shai was on the bench.
Right.
No, but my point is, sitting there, if you actually watch the series, they didn't double, or they didn't hard edge, or they didn't play a guy like SGA on the bench that was really frying them like they did SGA. They did not play him to the coverage that SGA had. They didn't double not Aja Mitchell. They did not double what's the name? Jared McCain. They didn't double any of these niggas. They played them guys 1-on-1 with light gap help. So
but you're saying they would have done that if there was no Shai. We know they wouldn't have done that because they didn't do that when Shai was off the court.
If JJ Redick had to sit there going to a series and say Shai would not be available throughout majority of the series, the game plan would change, nigga.
And they would still win by like 15.
You don't know that. No, they won't. They won't.
What I do know is that OKC is clearly the better team, with or without Shai. Yes, and the reality is that right. So the reality is, I don't see. The thing is that everything that you're saying, by all means, could be just completely factual. And what I'm saying is that OKC is the better team. They're the better team with Shai or without Shai. They're probably, even if they don't win in 4, they win in 5. If at any moment LeBron isn't playing great, and he hasn't been, but even if he doesn't even play up to the standard that he's been playing, they have no shot. So as far as impact to their specific team, LeBron is way more needed and is more impactful to the Lakers to even have a chance.
My point is to sit here and say, LeBron hasn't played to his standard these last 3 games. He had one good game in game 1. He didn't play the standard in the last 3 games. Actually, he didn't have a good game tonight, right? And the Lakers were still close in the game. So that point doesn't make sense when he hasn't played in this standard since game 1. Game 1 was a great LeBron game. Game 2 was up and down shaky. Game 3 was bad. Game 4 was also bad as well. He didn't play to his standard. And the Lakers in game 4 had
and they lost by 20 in every game. They lost by 20 every game. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy about that though? Is going into tonight.
Did LeBron James had a great game tonight, Ill?
Nah. Not really. I mean, I wouldn't say great. No.
Hold on.
I wouldn't say bad, but I would say mid.
And the Lakers,
I would say great is a stretch.
And Lakers with the help of with Austin Reeves, with fucking got the Rui Hachimura, Luke Kennard, and those guys as well, right? Put the Lakers in the game. They were in the game while LeBron was not playing towards his standards. That's the point. That's
right. Well, no. That's true. But the thing is that that's where the numbers and everything don't always come in, because for the most part, like if you notice in these playoffs, either 2 things are happening. Even in the last game, you give up and you're losing by 30, or you have a strong push at the end where you get closed out still. And LeBron, he had certain moments where he could have came back and won or get close, and it didn't happen. You know, they had a little bit of fight in them, and it still wasn't enough.
My point is sitting there saying this series, from a playmaking, scoring, even defensive impact, there is just no way you can make the argument that LeBron is more important to his team than SGA. When SGA is generating clean looks from a consistent rate.
Two things here. One, going in, obviously this isn't the case now because Shai scored, I think, like 34, 36 points. But going into this game, LeBron was the leading scorer in the series. And the next 4 leading scorers, or maybe even 5, was on OKC.
You said what? LeBron was the what?
Going into tonight,
how
because
much
obviously that's
LeBron,
going to change.
How much LeBron?
LeBron was the leading scorer in the series, and the next 4 to 5 players were all on OKC.
How many shots did LeBron take in the series? I think LeBron took the most shots of any player in the series before going.
He probably, but that's also because he needed to, right? Like Shai's definitely more efficient.
Yeah, I don't
He's
even
definitely going to get a better look at it.
I don't even think LeBron James was the best offensive player for the Lakers this series. It was clearly Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura.
Huh?
Yes, Rui Hachimura and Austin
not Reeves' first game back.
Rui Hachimura was the better scoring options, and Austin Reeves was the better scoring option than LeBron this series.
Yeah, but who's drawing way more attention, Rui or LeBron?
LeBron didn't really draw any much.
Oh, come on, bro.
As well. No, he didn't, because when they put LeBron James on Lou Dort, they rarely sent any help or double to LeBron.
When they were hedging,
only when LeBron James would get switched onto like a smaller guard like a Caruso, then they would send light gap. But even when Caruso was guarding LeBron, they didn't double LeBron. They didn't double LeBron as all this series.
Yeah, so LeBron averaged, this is going in tonight, averaged 23 points per game, and the next 3 best players were all on OKC.
Yeah, but he also took the most shots. He was very inefficient.
He has to.
Yeah,
he has to.
He doesn't have to. There's other players that were way more efficient and provided more scoring. What we're talking about in terms of less scoring efficiency.
Well, again, dude, even just again adopting the same logic.
No, I gotta correct it. Hold on, I gotta correct this too.
Do your thing.
Going into tonight, LeBron was shooting 51% from the field. Outside of Rui was the only player shooting better than him.
Yes. What did Rui shoot from the field?
54%. LeBron shot 51%.
What did Rui shoot for the 3-point line? What did Rui shoot for the 3-point line?
Oh, well, I was talking. Let me look at that. I was talking overall, but let me go look.
Well, Rui shot 50, 75 shooting splits. Luke Kennard shot 60, 50, 100, right? And maybe Austin Reeves was the only guy that was probably struggling from an efficiency standpoint. But then Austin Reeves
he's coming off injury.
Teams was still like hard hedging on Austin Reeves. Like the Lakers' objective was the Thunder objective was to let LeBron play 1-on-1 with Lou Dort guarding him, right? And let LeBron James take so much shots as possible to tire his ass out. That was their game plan was.
And and I agree with the game plan because he's not gonna he can't give it to you today.
OKC were like hard hedging on Austin Reeves. They were doubling Austin Reeves. They were physical on Austin Reeves. They wanted to take Austin Reeves as possible out from the series. Rui Hachimura, he was being a very efficient second side scorer, right? Like if the primary action is not there, he would be open in the second side. But my point is sitting there and say that LeBron is much more needed for the Lakers than Shai. That's obviously a take that you just. I'm not going to say that you don't watch.
I don't know.
That's how I view it. It just seems reality, right? Like it's like again, it just goes back to the basic, logic. When you eliminate the numbers and all that kind of stuff from it, you see how much better the rest of OKC's team plays without Shai because they're built better.
I think the problem what we're not doing is that we're having a lot of people that are getting into basketball Discord and think that like basketball is all about numbers when it is simple just watching the games, right? And when I watch the games and looking at the nigga Shai's impact and how he's getting double blitz, they're overloading the first read and he's making very, very good low down passes. He's getting
right, which is why the next 3 best highest scoring players on OKC.
Here's what's crazy, Mook.
Hold on. He's literally forcing teams to play 4-on-3. Like those are the shit that he creates, and that's highly impactful for a team like OKC who's consistently getting open.
Right. No, and the thing is that both things can be true. He's for sure doing all of that. My point is that
the team's also
LeBron's. Right, exactly, and
just to give you an example, real quick, is the top 6 players on OKC.
Hold on. How is LeBron James much needed when, like I said,
Because the Lakers don't even beat Houston without LeBron. Because LeBron is the main piece, regardless of whether another player has an option or two, is not the same. Shai can go down for a game or two, and OKC can carry that.
Hold on. LeBron James, you don't know that. You're creating a hypothetical. You're thinking a hypothetical.
No, I mean, the team is that good. Like, see, you can't downplay the whole team. But what you're seeing now, dog, because what you're doing now is that you're downplaying the rest of the team to prop up Shai.
Do you think Oklahoma City Thunder are a better team without Shai?
No.
All right, so
that's not the argument.
But
that's not the argument. No, dog. What do you mean shut the fuck up, dog? You're using bad logic now. No, I'm not making that argument. No. You see, you gotta use
Shai makes them better. Here, I got you.
Yes.
Obviously, Shai makes them better, but they're still that great without Shai. Shai just lifts the ceiling even more.
See, you're right. I'm not talking.
When you're making the argument, sitting there saying that you think that the Oklahoma City Thunder can win games, can win series without SGA, you're basically saying they're a better team without SGA. That's
that's not. That's bad logic, dog. That's bad logic. No. That's not what I said. You're using bad. Me saying that they can. No, the two things can be true. Me saying that. First off, I didn't say they could win a series, but I did say that they can win games without him to carry it over. And what I'm saying is that. Yo, let me finish, dog. Let me explain it so that you understand, because you're jumping the gun on what you think you're hearing.
You think the Thunder can beat the Lakers without Shai this series?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes, I do.
So you do think they can win series without SGA?
Yeah, the Lakers.
I do.
Yes. Mook. I said that I didn't. No, dog. You can't. Hold on. Time out. You can't ask me questions and not let me answer them.
Do you think the Thunder can beat this fucking Suns without Shai?
The Suns?
No, probably that's a tough one. I don't know, because like a Devin Booker, they can go off and all that kind of stuff.
You sound fully convinced that the Thunder can win games without SGA. So then I ask you the question: do you think the Thunder can beat the Suns without
every
SGA?
Team is different. I don't know about the Suns. I do believe they could beat the Lakers without them, because they're different teams, dog. Because every team doesn't play the same. It's not one and the same. What do you mean? The Lakers can beat Houston, but they can't beat OKC. Those are two different teams. What do you mean, dog? Like, you're using your. What are you talking about?
Do you think that the Suns, the Thunder roster played well with SGA on the bench than the Suns?
What do you mean? Like, re-ask that. My bad. I'm not.
Do you think that OKC's bench without Shai, when Shai was on the bench, and the OKC bench against the Suns starters or their bench players, do you think the Thunder played well? Thunder bench played well without Shai. Okay.
That they played well, yes. Now, but again, Doc, but hear me out real quick. Hear me out. No, because you're telling me to hold on. I'm trying to. You think that me saying that they're good without him means that they're better without him? That's not what I said.
Hold on. Let me make my point. Right. So you agree that the Thunder played well when Shai was on the bench against the Suns series. You obviously do it against the Lakers series. So why you're not fully convinced? Because the argument that you made was that the fucking Thunder bench played really great against the Lakers, and they still would have won that series when Shai was on the bench, right? Shai don't have
wait. So real quick, is there a bench and then there's a starting five, right? So we're talking about the whole team, dog. No. Yo, well, first off, man, let people talk, man. You can't ask me questions and cut me out. What are you talking about?
You could cook this in 2 seconds, bro.
Bro.
Go ahead. So first off,
real quick, they're not mutually exclusive. Luke. I could say that this team could win a series, but also say that they're even better as a team with Shai on the team. They're not mutually exclusive.
Dog, you're so trying to defend Shai that you're trying to downplay everything, and you're losing your logic in the conversation. I did not say that they were better with Shai. I said they could win games and possibly series without him, depending on the team.
Is you hear this right? He basically sat there and said, bro, I think the Thunder was so fucking good with Shai on the bench, and there was cooking the loss.
I didn't say all that. When I say that,
you did say that, but you said
I didn't say they were so good without Shai.
Here's what I heard. Here's what I heard.
We heard what you said.
Here's what I heard. Versus the Lakers, specifically the Lakers, maybe some other teams. I don't know. We'd have to talk. That the OKC could still beat the Lakers in this Lakers team in a series without Shai. I agree with that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine if you agree with that. But if you agree with that, because what they and his own merit of his argument was how well did they perform with Shai on the bench and the bench players on the floor against the Los Angeles Lakers, and they went on big runs. And I then asked you the question, do you think when Shai was on the bench and the bench players on the floor against the Sun starters, right, and their bench players, how would they perform? He said they performed great. So if you think that, then you obviously think that the fucking goddamn Thunder can beat the Suns team without SGA. So you're basically sitting there saying they don't need SGA, a guy that is an MVP caliber player who is the clutch player of the year this season. They don't need Shai to win a series. And I sit there and say you're arguing in bad faith. You're arguing numbers that don't result on how teams guarded a specific player. We all know when the best player is off the floor, game plan goes away. That means that there is specific coverages it's in for when Shai is on the floor that teams have to abide by. That means that if Shai gets in the mid-range area where he's 70%, that means a gap defender has to be on the nail. That means somebody has to crowd his airspace too as well on the weak side. That means that we have to then form a box for SGA because we don't want him to get in the paint where he's automatic at the rim. So when he's on the floor, that means game plan go away. That means teams will guard straight up. That means teams will send light gap help. They won't send gap help at all, right? They're staying home. They're not doubling the way that they're doing with SGA. So it's two different game plans on the way that teams guard each other. So to sit there and think that the Thunder team can win series without SGA or win multiple series without SGA in this playoff run that he thinks that they are, then you're arguing in bad faith, and that's a casual take because you're not looking at it from a schematic standpoint. You're looking at it from a number standpoint. That's the point.
Yeah, I would take OKC without Shai to still win these first two rounds.
Yes, bro, and that's not a knock on SGA.
And you're basically hold on. And when you say that, you're basically saying that the Thunder are better without SGA.
No. Look, again, it's not mutually. It's not mutually exclusive. Think of a ceiling. Shai lifts that ceiling.
Nobody will sit here and make the argument that the Thunder will win multiple series without SGA in the playoffs. You got to be a casual. You got to be a casual
on who they're playing.
Respectfully, the one speaking like a casual is you because you're propping one player over it. You're trying to downplay the quality of the whole team.
Hold on, if you're sitting here telling me that this Thunder team will win a Suns series, we're missing two of their best players. You don't know basketball and you never played a sport.
Why do you keep bringing up the Suns?
Right, like dog. Well,
because the Suns are a top 10 defense. The Suns have multiple creators. They
were also a playing team.
They also a playing team is not an accurate depiction of who you are as a team. That's another casualty. So my point is,
it is. Wait, what?
I know it is. It is. Thank you. I'm glad you agree that it's a casualty. My point is to sit here and say this is that they were an aggressive defensive team. They play heavy gap defense as well. They have a great wing defender in Dillon Brooks. They had great creators on the roster as well. They were well coached as well. So if you think that moving Shai and Jada up and think that this Thunder roster can still beat them, then what we're doing as a basketball discourse, and this is why I don't like it, is that we're changing narratives. Nobody was sitting there saying how good and deep this Oklahoma City Thunder team is last year. People were sitting there saying their frauds are not good, you're double Shai, all this other shit, right? That's what people were just saying, right? That was the narrative all last year. But since SGA,
that's going to happen when you're a new team that hasn't proven it yet. The Warriors were the same thing in 2015, and then 72 games the next year.
If SGA is elevating and he's making players around him better, right? And he's installing the principle, because what people think it is that they automatically think that if you're the best player on the team, they should be able to perform when you on the court at high levels, and they also should be worse. That's what y'all got y'all mindset connected to. And I think it is. Because
it's just that you think that both can exist. That's what that is. You think that because we say that they could win a series.
You're a casual. Respectfully, you're casual. My point is,
Mookie, it's okay to say that OKC is just that good.
Respectfully, you're casual. I'm not sitting there saying OKC is not a good team without SGA. I think they're
no, they're not just good.
I think OKC is performing great levels in the postseason. I think losing this Lakers series as an end-all be-all when they're one of the worst teams is a dumb take. But my point is to sit there and say this is that. I think we have been adulterated in basketball to a point where we think the best player is supposed to play at a historic levels, the team's supposed to play at historic levels when that best player is on the floor, and they should be dropping off the clip when he's off the floor. And then when they do play at those good levels, when you do have the type of scalability where your game can fit around players and make players around you better and they perform to those heights, then we then sit here and say that best player is not impactful or that best player is not that good because the offense will still be able to flow without that best player. See, what I think y'all got so stuck in is thinking that, oh yeah, it's supposed to be a LeBron James type of impact where LeBron, for most part of his career in his prime, where when he was on the floor, they were like one of the best teams, and then when he's off the floor, they drop. Or it should be like a Nikola Jokic. When he was on the floor, they were a great team, and then when he's off the floor, they drop. Or it should be like, a Luka Doncic when they're on the floor, and when he off the floor, the team drop. Y'all got so stuck in y'all mindset where, if that player is not on the floor, then that team should drop. And I'm saying that's a dumb way to look at basketball, right? You got to understand when coaches have that star player on the floor, there is a different game plan. He gets guarded differently. When you get guarded differently and you're the best player on the floor, that changes the way that teams see you. Now, if you're telling me that a guy like Agent Mitchell or all these other guys are getting guarded the same way as Shai, then we have different conversations. But the fact that they're playing them straight up, they're not having the same amount of defensive coverages to what they were. And the game plan, when we talk about terms of when Shai is not on the floor, is not at an astronomical high level, then that's just a dumb way to look at basketball. Like when you look at SGA plus minus on and off when he's on the floor, like we all know who's the best player on the floor. So to sit here and think that they can win a series, and I'm not sitting there and saying that they probably will. The Lakers are a trash team. They're not a good fucking team at all. So sitting there and making an argument, sitting there and saying, oh, yeah, you think the Thunder can win a series? For number one, we don't know that. And number two, if they do, they're not a good team. That's not making a point. The Suns, I don't think that they'll win a series without SGA and J-Dub. That's a dumb point. And if you think that, you didn't watch the series.
Yeah, I don't
completely different things.
I don't know
altogether.
I don't know about the Suns, but this is okay. This is just the facts, and you're not gonna like when I say this. Shai has the easiest situation outside of KD on the Warriors. He just does.
You don't know that. That's a dumb take.
Bro, if I could go to the bench and my team still win playoff games, that's pretty sweet.
So when you're saying,
nice.
Let me clip this point right quick. So when you're saying that, you're basically sitting there saying that SGA is getting played one-on-one while he's maximized off of someone else's gravity. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that he can afford to go to the bench and his team still wins the game.
That's far from the truth. That's far from the truth.
Bro, we literally saw it.
My point is sitting there saying your only argument for that is yes, the Lakers series where they're not good. But when you sit there and say that he's the KD of the Golden State Warriors, then to me that's a dumb take and a dumb argument.
I still think the KD situation is easier, but it's second place.
KD was literally getting played one-on-one, and all he had to do is be an elite isolation second side scorer who didn't have the playmaking duties to the degree that SGA or didn't have the more shared of gravity that SGA has to do on a consistent basis.
That's why it's number one. I'm not saying it's on the same level as that. I'm saying it's the second place.
Yeah, if you want to say the easiest sense Durant, then maybe not as easy as
Durant. What I'm saying. It's the easiest.
It's not close. Right.
That's all. I'm not saying it's as easy. Of course not. I'm saying it's the easiest I've seen since then.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, no, these guys are these are horrifically casual takes. So first of all, here's what happened.
This guy.
Let's hear him.
What you're saying is casual. So first of all,
what's casual?
The way the Thunder played the Lakers, and this is the way the Thunder had no respect for the Lakers. They knew they were garbage. So the way the Thunder played is they didn't play with a lot of intensity in the first half, and then they turned up the intensity in the second half. Specifically, the third quarter is where they dominated LA. But the reason why, and it had nothing to do with Shai on or off the court, the reason why the Thunder went on these huge runs with Shai off the floor in the Lakers series is against OKC. LeBron was a -10 net rating. Reeves was a negative 40 net rating. So what was happening was when LeBron went off the floor, the Thunder were swarming Austin Reeves. He was turning the ball over left and right, and the Thunder were going on 15, 20 nothing runs. And so the reason the Thunder were so good,
You're just proving our point, bro.
The reason the Thunder were
What are we doing here?
Shut up. The reason the Thunder were so good with Shai off the floor in the Lakers series is because when Shai was off the floor, LeBron was off the floor,
bro.
And when LeBron was off the floor, the Thunder swarmed Reeves. He turned the ball over, and the Thunder went on 20, 30.
All I heard here was when Shai was off the floor, when Shai was off the floor.
The Phoenix series shows how valuable Shai is. Okay?
Right.
So in the Phoenix
But Brandon,
series,
that's not the argument.
Hold on, let me finish. In the Phoenix series, Shai was a plus 30. AJ Mitchell was a negative 2. AJ Mitchell was complete trash against Phoenix. Well, Shai was obliterating them. Shai obliterated them. And again, when you say Phoenix was a play-in team, the only reason Phoenix was a play-in team is Dillon Brooks missed most of the final 2 months of the season. If Dillon Brooks hadn't gotten hurt, Phoenix would have easily been a top 6 seed with a chance to be a 5 seed. They were a plus 3 net rating team. That's a top 6 seed in the West. And so with Shai on the floor, Oklahoma City was dominating Phoenix. Again,
What are we talking about? Are we talking about this year or last year?
Hold on, let me finish. AJ Mitchell had a
Dillon Brooks wasn't on the team last year.
Hold on, let me finish. AJ Mitchell had a negative net rating in the Phoenix series. He was garbage. Shai carried.
Hold on,
Brandon, was Dillon Brooks on the Suns this season?
I'm finishing here in 10 seconds.
He wasn't on the Suns last year, dude.
Let me finish. Shai carried Oklahoma City against Phoenix, and he did it with Jalen Williams being very limited, just coming off a hamstring injury. And again, if you take Shai off Oklahoma City, now you're game planning for AJ Mitchell as a first option. He's getting doubled. He's getting trapped. And when that happened in the Phoenix series, he was trash. If you take Shai off the floor for any extended amount of time, minutes or games, this Thunder team would be garbage. They wouldn't win.
But you might be garbage, and you just explained how they were great without him against the Lakers.
You literally just said when Shai's off the floor like 10 times.
How they went on a 15-0 run. Right, Brandon. What are you talking about?
I just explained, you fucking clowns. The reason,
bro, you went to it doesn't matter what the reason is. Shai's not on the court.
Bro, exactly.
The reason the Thunder went on big runs with Shai off the floor is
keep saying Shai off the floor, please. Keep saying Shai off the floor.
So Shai was off the floor.
Let me finish. You're not answering my point. When Shai was off the floor, most of those minutes were most of the big runs when Shai was off the floor were in the third quarter. When LeBron went off the floor, OKC doubled and swarmed Reeves. He looked like a child. He was turning the ball over left and right, and that enabled the Thunder to be at their best because they were forcing turnovers, using defense to generate offense, and going on 15.
But Brandon, again,
when who was off the floor?
Hold on, I'm finishing here. It's my last point. Okay, the big runs in the third quarter.
Who's just backing our argument up? This is crazy.
Occurred. I know. I'm finishing here. Hold on. The big runs in the third quarter with Shai off the floor occurred because when LeBron went out, Reeves was trash. It had nothing to do with Shai being off the floor.
Okay, was Shai off the floor when they went on those runs?
He was for some of them, but again, the key was.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, we can literally go game by game here. Game 3, which I would say is the most consequential game of the series. Game 3, they're going to win the series regardless. But game 3, Lakers are up 2. Shai gets a flagrant foul. He's out for pretty much the entire third quarter, almost the whole third quarter. They went on their biggest, most impactful run while the dude was sitting on the bench eating chips, dog. Get out of here with that.
So, Brandon.
You're cooking yourself with that point. So I have game 3 right in front of me, okay? I have game 3 right in front of me, okay? So if you look at game 3, right, the 33-20 run you're talking about, again, most of that run is with LeBron off the floor, the defense swarms Reeves, LA falls apart.
Oh, you know what's hilarious about this, Al? Bro, you're actually cooking yourself. He's saying LeBron's more impactful in the series.
Right.
He's actually saying that LeBron is more impactful in the series. He's saying that when LeBron's off the floor, they're getting cooked. When Shai's off the floor, OKC's cooking the Lakers.
I'm literally responding to your point, okay? If the key to this series, so LeBron was a negative 10 net rating player. LeBron's 41. He's inconsistent. He is what he is. The key to this series, the biggest key, was every time LeBron went off the floor, the Thunder doubled Reeves. They swarmed him. Reeves turned the ball over. The Lakers couldn't score, and the Thunder used their defense to generate offense.
Brandon.
LeBron was more impactful. Thank you.
To the series, that's the key to the series.
Right. No.
Okay.
So Brandon.
The non-LeBron minutes is what won the series.
I'm finishing here. The two biggest keys to this series were the Lakers couldn't play with LeBron off the floor, and
because
LeBron
he's more needed.
This dude's cooking himself.
Let me finish. I'm literally finishing in 10 seconds. Okay, the two biggest keys to the series were that the Lakers couldn't play with Reeves on and LeBron off. That's why the Thunder went on these big runs in the third quarter. Wasn't because Shai was not on the floor, and LeBron was gassing out in the fourth quarter like he again did tonight.
So Brandon, let me respond to your stuff real quick, because Ben's bringing up something that maybe you weren't listening to at the time. So one of the points that we made was that LeBron is more needed for the Lakers than Shai is for OKC in this series. You made that point. You also made the point that SJ, when he was off, they went on 15 plus runs. That is proving the point that when he's off, they're still at least good enough to do something. Now, in regards to Mook, when we're not, because I think, Brandon, you were listening in on this. That's fine, but it happened.
I appreciate you backing up our point, Brandon. That was great.
But Brandon, but Brandon, the point that we're making, we're not saying that OKC is better without SGA on the court. Not at all. Not even a little bit. What we're saying is that they're good enough that even when he's off, they can still win. Whether that's a series, whether that's a few games, they can still win.
But again,
if they play the Lakers, hear me out real quick. Let me finish this. Let me finish it, because Mook was mixing all this shit up. If OKC without SGA play the Lakers, with the Lakers they win by 20 a game and they win in 4. With SGA, with SGA, that's what happened. With SGA, they sweep the Lakers in 4. Without SGA, maybe they win in 6. Maybe they win in 6 and it's close games, but they're still good enough to win without him, just not as good as they would have won with him on the team.
That's not how basketball works, and you're missing one important variable. Are you missing the important point that if SGA does not play any game in this series, that means SGA, you're out for the whole series. You're telling me that the Oklahoma City Thunder will still win this series? I heavily
in like 6 games. I think they still win.
I don't think they win in this series. I don't think they win.
I think they win it just to get to Brandon's point and to Mook.
You're basically telling me they win this series without J-Dub.
Okay, so wait, hold on. So Jalen Williams was out the entire Lakers series. Okay, so Chet is a role player. So who is the first option on OKC if Shai and Jalen
I wouldn't call Chet a role player. I want to call Chet a role player.
No.
I'm not calling Chet a role player, bro.
He's a role player. Chet averaged 12 points.
He is not a role player, bro. He averaged more points than Shai in this series going into this game. Going into this game, he did.
Oh, he did not. He did not average more.
Really? Okay, hold on. I could go to Basketball Reference right now.
Right, you guys are okay. And while you guys are talking about the numbers,
again, they average the same.
He's a role player.
We're talking.
But he's a role player.
We're talking about when the team.
I know. I'm I know. Hold on. I'm asking you a question. So you guys are saying how good the Thunder are without Shai. So simple question. Okay, would the Thunder have beaten Phoenix without Shai? Yes or no?
Last year?
No, this year.
This year, I think.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, wait.
So not
they're not sweeping them.
I know.
I don't know basketball.
Yes, they are beating them.
Now that you
they're not sweeping them. It's going to be harder.
Okay, I heard your answer. Okay, here's why you barbecue yourself with that horrific take. Because the primary ball handler, the first option on OKC against Phoenix with Shai out, is now AJ Mitchell. Okay, you know what AJ Mitchell shot against Phoenix? He shot 36%. And that's with Shai on the fucking floor, you clown. You take him off the floor, he's shooting 30%.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Hold on. Different teams won. Different Suns team won.
I got
two, that's pre, hold on, that's pre-winning OKC. Everybody knows once you get that first one, you a whole different animal.
What?
Right.
No, he's talking about last year's dumbass.
That's what I'm saying. Last year would be pre-championship, correct?
No,
he talking about the last series. AJ Mitchell didn't play last year, dumbass. You didn't watch. You didn't watch
did not
basketball.
play Phoenix last.
Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh, you talking about the regular season?
Oh my God, this nigga dumb.
Playoff series.
The first round. This year.
This first round.
The Thunder
I thought you were talking about last year, bro. My bad.
Okay, but my point is you're grossly overrating these players like AJ Mitchell. He literally shot 36% for the full series against Phoenix. And that's with Shai on the floor. Shai getting doubled, trapped, all the defensive attention, all the different exotic coverages. So if you take Shai off this OKC team, AJ Mitchell's now the primary point guard and ball handler. He shot 36% in the first round full series against Phoenix. The Suns would have beaten OKC in 5 if Shai didn't play in that series. Phoenix was a top 5 seed. The only reason they finished in the play-in is because Dillon Brooks was hurt the final 6 weeks of the year.
Damn. Cooked.
I'm looking something up right now. Nah, I don't think he's a cook at all. Because I think that you guys are missing. You're trying to like go to specific narratives and everything else. The whole point is that the OKC team as a whole is good enough that they can win series or games at least without him. Not that they would win the same way or anything like that.